Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, live on the Woodward Sports Network. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m. Starring Ryan Ermanni, Michigan great and former NFL baller Braylon Edwards, and of course, Tom Mazawey. Let's talk some sports.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, a.k.a. The Final Word. He is Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey, Detroit Sports Media Institution. My name is Neal Rhul, in for Ryan Ermanni today. Happy to be here with you all. Finally, Braylon, we are back. We are reunited. Yeah. Let's run it back.
It's been a long time. I'm excited. Obviously, yesterday, we couldn't get the show. There were some technical difficulties. Ryan's not in. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask that you pray for him and his family. We'll leave it at that. He's okay, but his family, pray for them. We didn't get a chance to talk about the weekend, Neal Rhul, yesterday. Obviously, didn't do the show. There were two elements that I would like to bring back, if that's
Absolutely.
Okay with you.
Hey, I'm just a guest here.
This
is wild here, Braylon. This is wild.
You know what? I'll
here.
Pause my weekend.
You know what? Let's do that.
I'll pause the weekend. You tell me what's wild about the show.
They ask you here on The Final Word, do you want water or coffee? They'll go get it for you.
Lemon in the water.
Yeah. Do you want lemon in the water?
Imagine not making it better. Imagine not making it better.
Yeah. They ask you all that stuff. Hey, as always, JB Smoove in the building, Fletch in the building. I was told that they are not to look me directly in the eye.
Cap.
That was something I was told as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's cap. That is cap.
Usually everything works all the time. Like this is crazy.
Hold on.
This is crazy to me.
You know what? You were on a roll until you said everything works all the time. We legitimately did not do a show yesterday because something didn't work.
Or did somebody's agent call somebody? We'll never know down here at this level.
We still were here for an hour.
We'll never know.
Why would we be here for an hour and not do a show because somebody got called?
Call Ermanni's agent. I don't know.
I don't know
the
emergency.
No, I know. I understand that. And we are joking around. It is fun to be here. This is the biggest moment of my Detroit sports media career right here. And I understand my entire future will be altered based on my performance on this show.
You do realize I saw you do a Detroit Pistons as well as Knicks broadcast. So I think it might be some cap to that, Neal Rhul.
That's slight work. That's little.
Okay.
And I am in the show today.
How about those Knicks?
You're usually on the opposite side of a guy that won 4 Stanley Cups. I think you're on the show.
This is big time. This is absolutely big time. But yeah, as you said, Braylon, we're not able to get to things on Monday. And, right away, Michael Ryan. I see the support for me is strong. I hope Neal isn't co-hosting the show today. We don't need a low-budget Mike Valenti on this show. So there's that out there. These are your people, though.
I love them.
And
I absolutely love them. They show a lot of support. Going back to the weekend just for 2 seconds, Neal Rhul, Tom Mazawey, I saw something that was amazing. I've always been a John Jones fan. I watched his first. I stumbled into his first win when he won his youngest heavyweight ever, 20 years old, first lightweight ever in 2011. I stumbled into a bar in St. Thomas. And I stumbled in drunk. I stumbled in just trying to find a place to have a drink, and this fight was on. And then I got the play-by-play on what he was going to be. Then he won. So I've been following his career since then. I've been following ups. I've been following the downs. He's human like everybody else. 3.5 years this man has been gone from a sport. And this was amazing, Neal Rhul. 3.5 years, John Jones has been gone from a contact sport, full contact sport, mind you. He left at a lightweight, which means he's walking around probably what? He walks around 215, 220. Comes in the ring, he's usually around 192, correct? 192, yep. 195. He's now 3.5 years later, 3.5 years removed from competing. This is tough. You talk about playing in the NFL, removed 3.5 years. Competing in a full contact sport, even tougher in my opinion. Not only does he come back and go the distance, he comes back 55 pounds heavier.
That's the incredible
part. 55 pounds heavier, yep. Neal, than when he left the sport. That he's the best of all time. He was then, he definitely is now. 55 pounds heavier, gets into the ring. Oh, let me back up a little bit. He tells the media who Cyril Gane is. By the way, for those who don't know who Cyril Gane is the number 2. Well, before John Jones came back, he's the number 2 pound for pound heavyweight in the business, only behind Francis Ngannou. And even in that fight, he went the distance with Francis Ngannou, which right now is what they're telling me is impossible. John Jones says this guy is incomplete. This is what he is. This is what he likes to do. This is what he's going to do. Neal Rhul, he won in 2 minutes and 3 seconds, and it was efficient. Like, it wasn't some some lucky punch. It wasn't some Cyril Gahn slipped and fell or was nervous. He executed him. I saw so much in 2 minutes and 3 seconds worth of fighting from John Jones Jr. He is the greatest mixed martial artist of all time. It's not up for debate, and I think it's the best comeback I've seen at that level of that magnitude, except Jordan.
Yeah, and UFC needed it, too.
Yeah.
They absolutely needed it because this UFC, as of late, bro, I'm curious to get your take on it. They are an organization that's devoid of stars.
Yeah.
They are. I mean, I know the Conor McGregor thing, but he's mid.
He's
lately.
over.
Yeah, he's mid. Like, over, what's he, 2-4 in his last 6 fights, whatever the number
2
is,
and 5,
2-3, whatever it is. It's not good. Mid. JB Smooth, you're going to get in trouble doing that stuff here. You start playing Big D energy drops, your ass will be out in the streets by 2:20.
Both of you.
Don't look at me. I was told you guys will not make eye contact with me. That's the rules when Ermanni's here. That's what I'm told.
Would you get back?
I'm kidding. No, but
Yeah.
it was a big win for UFC, I think, as a whole, because they need John. And we talked about this during Big D Energy. Can he do us all a solid right now that are Bones Jones fans and UFC fans?
Absolutely.
Can you stay out of jail?
Yeah.
Like, stay out of jail. Don't get any more trouble, so we can all appreciate your craft, man.
Yeah.
Because you are goated on the sticks, as my son would say. UFC needs you to kind of carry the banner right now because they don't have a ton of stars. And I know that's like the allure of UFC, like people lose and that excites people and stuff like that. But greatness sells. It's always sold. It will always sell. So let's keep it clean here, Bones Jones, and keep it pushing.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. Like, you can say that everybody has a chance. Everybody comes in the ring, and it's 50-50. You got a puncher's chance. Hell, in MMA, you got a puncher's and kicker's chance and submission chance. But you're absolutely right, because there was always Chuck Liddell. There was always Tito. There's always
a
Forrest
star.
Griffin. There's always Rampage. There was always John Bones Jones. There's always been stars. And you're right, it's getting devoid of talent. Guys are starting to retire early. They're pushing the women's division more. They were never pushing the women's division until surely but slowly, you did see that the stars were retiring. It was like, hey, here's Amanda Nunes. Now, although she's one of the greatest of all time, I saw way too many Amanda Nunes main card eventer. Like, now they got Joan Bones Jones back in. Now they can push the fight that everybody wants to see, and that's him and Francis Ngannou. The other thing over the weekend I saw, and actually it was yesterday, Neal, is I was walking into, I was about to say Big D Energy. See, now you got me thinking BDE. I was about to walk into Woodward Sports. I was about to walk across that street, wherever that Jack's Car Wash is. I believe that's Brown, and that's Woodward. And this car snuck up on me. Didn't even hear it. I had my head down. I'm thinking about the show. What are we going to talk about? The Suns in Dallas.
Thinking
Can't wait to come.
Man, I'm glad I'm not on that low-rent Big D energy.
Knock it off. Knock it off. Knock it off. You know what? You cut it out. So as I'm walking, the car creeps up on me. I didn't hear it at all, and I looked. It had a Mustang symbol on it, and it was an electric Ford Mustang. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen out there, I almost threw up. I was sick to my stomach because where I grew up, Neal Rhul, in this very city, in this very area.
You have the hat on. It says born in Detroit.
There it is. I didn't even have to say it. Good call by you. This is motor capital of the world. Used to be. Like, you're talking American muscle. You're talking about vroom, vroom.
Yeah.
Like, you're talking about hearing it coming from a mile away. You're talking about, like, burning rubber marks. Burnt rubber marks. A whispering, quiet Ford Mustang. I almost threw it to my stomach.
Maz, look, you've been here a long time, my friend.
Ew.
Do the electric cars bother you, Maz?
Yeah, I'm with Braylon. I'm not going to get one. I know that. First of all, I probably couldn't afford it. Second of all, I can't live without my power at home, let alone if my car doesn't have power on it.
Well, it has a rechargeable battery, Maz. It's not like you're running off of 8 AA's and you call it a day.
I understand that, but what if I can't find what if I can't find a plug or anything like that? These things, get to me. No, give me. I'm going to gas up the car and I'm gonna go. I don't need a hybrid or anything like that.
I've been kicking it back and forth. I'm thinking about making the move.
What do you want? A Tesla?
Well, let me
an EV of some sort. I'm thinking of making the move.
Let me say this before you say that. Before these people that maybe have electric cars, I doubt it. But before people call me,
I doubt it.
Call me
there are some out there.
Electric
Braylon.
car shamers. I'm not shaming electric cars. I have no problem with Tesla. I actually thought about getting an electric Porsche.
They're good looking.
That's TMI. It's none of your business. But I thought about getting an electric Porsche. Like, yes, I don't mind those. Some things don't need to change. And what I meant by that was seeing a Mustang electric, I was completely thrown off. Like, I don't want to see a Mustang electric. I don't mind Tesla. I don't mind Porsche and some other trucks and things. That Denali has an amazing electric vehicle. But some things, Neal, some things got to be some things, and those things are a Mustang. I can't see an electric Mustang.
No, I won't kill you on that one, Braylon. But I am. I'm thinking of making the move over to electric.
What's the holdup?
I don't have real deal money. That's the problem.
Well,
The
hey.
real deal. You know, you got it.
What are you talking about? This is.
You got it.
He's on the show.
Look at where I am.
Hey.
I'm in the big time,
show.
baby.
You are
This is
it.
Ermanni and Edwards with Maz.
You got the window seat.
I know. Look at this. This is wild.
You're on Woodward, baby.
People coming up to you. You want coffee? You want water? I'll go get it for you.
Man, knock it off.
That's what they were saying.
Look. You see, this is my own water. I brought my own water.
I know.
See,
I know. You're just doing that. You're
Yep.
just doing that on purpose,
absolutely.
man. You're absolutely just
I'm
doing
not
it
trying
on
to get my
purpose.
balls busted.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jump in to that. Don't forget about the podcast page as well. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. You know, the Spreakers, the iTunes, Spotify's, wherever. Jump in to there. And if you feel pity, maybe you could subscribe to Big D Energy too. But
Give us both a 5-star review.
Give us both a 5-star.
Yeah, well, you can even do them 5 stars and give us 4 stars
Exactly.
if you want to do
Give
that.
the rating, though.
Yeah. Doughboy Steve, Neal and Bray doing the Bourbon 101 before the show.
Hey.
No, it's not Friday.
This is true.
Yeah, it's
This
not
is
Friday.
100% true. Although
FJ 1967, I'll take 4 hours to Neal any day. Let's go. So there is some love in the streets out there. All right.
Woodward Sports, man, we're a network, man. Network.
Yeah. Tammy Chin says Neal is getting the final word.
Look, come on, Tammy. Tammy's the best.
I had to sign an agreement that I could not talk last on the show. I did have to sign that. My agents had to be present and everything like that.
Are you? Hold on. Is this you? Like throwing some material out there? Are you getting ready for a Netflix show? Like I see the material.
All I'm trying to do
is
is
you
to
working the
prove
material
my value to the big leagues.
He's got the Netflix comedy stand-up comedy.
Let's talk about getting a quarterback number 1 in the draft.
Oh
What do you
Lord,
think
here it
about
comes.
that?
We didn't even.
Let's
we
talk
didn't
about a
even get to
backup
segment
quarterback.
two.
No,
Let's talk about that.
I know, and we're going to get to all that, Maz. We are.
All right, I want a piece of you.
I can't wait.
I can't wait for this either, because you guys know if you
Gabby,
watch
bring
Big D
the
Energy,
popcorn.
we're going to have some discussion. And Brandon, I am going to pick your brain on it too,
Okay.
because you lived this lifestyle. You tell me, am I undervaluing it? You can tell me, is Tom Mazawey overvaluing it? And that is that stuff that we're going to get to real quickly. You saw Creed, right?
Of course.
I was stunned to find out there's been 3 Creed movies. Stunned.
I had to tell him it debuted this weekend.
So that was the best. That's probably the best comment I've heard. Like talking about the Creed movie. I thought you were going to talk about the movie. I thought we were about to get into that, which I didn't think was very good. That's funny. There's 3 of them.
I was stunned. Now, hey, game recognized game, right? Shattered the box office projections, had a record $58.5 million domestic opening, the biggest opening weekend for a sports movie in film
Pretty good.
history. Which, yeah, it's pretty good.
Jaded
but
stats, though.
Can we recount the program? Remember when the program came out?
And they took it out the theater because it was all the fighting and stuff. And then
That's what hurt because the program is the greatest sports movie of all time, and I'll fight someone about it.
1,000%. I remember when it came out, 1993 or 93, and they took it out of the theater because there were a lot of back and forth, some race stuff that was going on. So that definitely did hurt it. At the end of the day, with Creed, it's this one. It's built off it's built off Sylvester Stallone's back, so everybody's going to support that. And then also, it's the first movie to come out. Really, if you want to be honest, action movie. Non-COVID, that's non-Marvel, non-DC, non-comic book character.
Damn, I didn't even think about it that way. You're right.
That's come out. So this is the first time people have seen an action movie that had nothing to do with some nerd stuff, as most people call it. And I got to go see that. Michael B. Jordan, he's one of the big A+ actors in Hollywood now. They probably thought they were going to see Sylvester Stallone.
He just got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
That was pretty early. But sorry to tell you guys out there, Slide's not in this one. I'm going to just tell you one thing. Spoiler alert, okay? Neal, you mind if I do a spoiler alert?
No, go ahead.
It'd take me.
I don't want to hear it.
It'd take me 2 seconds. You said what?
I don't want to
About
hear you
the
spoil
movie?
a lot. I haven't gone yet. I'm taking my headphones out.
All right.
There's a scene, and I'll try to say this without spoiling. There's a scene in the fight, okay, the actual fight between Jonathan Majors, Michael B. Jordan, that's his antagonist. Basically, they started in the second. After the end of the second, they go to some dream sequence. And then after the sequence is over, it's the end of the 11th, and they have 1 round left. How do you do that to your watching audience? I just want to know that. There's a one-on-one fight with no fans in the arena for 10 rounds, essentially. How do you do that? That's
How
all
do you
I
make
got.
3 Creed movies? I don't know the answer to that one either. WoodwardSports.com chat
John
thread.
Wick 4 is coming out.
Mike Bell says, I was taken aback by the electric Mustang too. Grit says, and Bray, this is probably for you. Did you see the Corvette SUV concept? Stop right there. That's too much. That's too
A
much.
Corvette SUV? Stop.
We're out of control.
He did say concept, so at the end of the day, it's all for fun. Most concepts don't come out, but at the same time, it's like I'm kind of intrigued to see it.
Yeah.
I think I want to throw up again, but I want to get to see first and make the judgment for myself.
I know. I want to talk about the concept of a backup quarterback, but hey, we're looking for answers about the SUV market. Maybe you're looking for a way to elevate dinner. Choose Fairway Packing Company, family owned and operated since 1956. Everybody, try their Burrata Blend burgers, award-winning Chop House steaks, or impress your friends with the dry-aged Wagyu tomahawk steak. Guys, come on. Look at that thing on your screen right now. Look me in the eye. Tell me you don't want to smash that.
Medium rare.
That looks
Yeah.
amazing.
Medium rare.
See why the top chefs in the country choose Fairway. Visit their steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods or order online to ship anywhere. Visit fairwaypacking.com for more details. Fairway Packing Company. Sourced, cut, aged, and packed to perfection.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry. Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Be sure to check out Swiss Insurance this week for your commercial insurance review. Swiss can help make sure you have the proper coverage, so you got to give them a chance. Check out my man Mark at SwissInsurance.com.
Off and running here, Big D Energy, or no, excuse me, not Big D Energy, subbing in from Big D Energy. My name is Neal Rhul. Hey, I can dream, right?
This is true.
Welcome back to Ermanni Edwards with Maz. My name is Neal Rhul, in for Ryan Ermanni today. We have Braylon, we have Maz, we have Fletch and JB Smooth with a couple of V's on the end, and we're just rapping, everybody. We're talking. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Get involved there. Mike G says, "Whoa, Neal's in the Ryan Mays and blue chair. Gives me some Big D energy." And the bottom word too. So there's that also. Look, we touched on this, and there's been a lot of talk about this today as far as the Detroit Lions are concerned. And I know that as an organization, Brad Holmes came out and talked and touched on the subject. And for me, the backup quarterback thing. And I've got a hard, fast rule that I found to be about 99.5% accurate in the National Football League. If your backup quarterback's in the game, you ain't winning. Like, that's just the way it works, because if they were a good quarterback, they would be your quarterback regularly. And Maz, I'm prepared to go to battle with you on this, because all this talk, and there's people out there, well, go sign Jacoby Brissett and things like that. Maz, I know you're a big backup quarterback guy.
I am.
So you don't want a backup quarterback at all, like in terms of.
I will not. That's going to cost
Nate
me.
Sudfeld. He likes Sudfeld.
Not that's going to cost me any money.
Okay, so
that's it.
So I would say, what is 4 and under is good for you a year for a backup quarterback?
No, because if I'm going down there, I'm going to a rookie contract.
Got you.
I'm going to a rookie contract.
Okay.
Maz, dazzle me, man. Come on.
Well, Dave Burkett came out with a great column today, if you want to read it in the Free Press. And he put out the options that he feels best that the Lions would do themselves a favor by looking at. And he's got Teddy Bridgewater on the top of the list from the Miami Dolphins. He likes himself some Teddy Bridgewater. What do you guys think of Teddy B?
No. Sorry, Braylon. Go ahead.
No, you're good. We agree on this one. I agree. No Teddy Bridgewater. I think Teddy Bridgewater has The places that he's played, I mean, I think he's shown that he was okay, he's decent, but for some reason or another, he either gets injured, he gets hurt, he takes away from it. You got to go get another quarterback, a third quarterback. What's the purpose of having your backup quarterback and pay him $7 million, and then you got to go get another quarterback as well. So
you said the magic words, $7 million. Guys, look, and look, I found a way to relay this material, Mads, and let me see if this changes your tune. Because when you look at the Detroit Lions right now, and you look at that available cap space number, you talk about $23-ish million right now.
Aren't they going to get rid of a couple more guys?
They could.
That'll push it to what, about $40 million?
If they slice everybody. I doubt they'll slice everybody, but they could. I'm talking about as it sits right now, and even if you go to that number. So you're telling me, Maz, that you want to spend 30% of your salary cap on a backup quarterback who you hope never plays. That's what you want.
Well, I don't know about 30%, but I do
$7 million, $23 million.
Why are you coming up with $7 million?
Because last year he made $6.5 million.
Who did?
Teddy Bridgewater.
I know, but he's not going to make that this year. He's a backup. Last year he was a starter when he got in.
He's a backup quarterback, though.
He is. All these guys on the list are backup quarterbacks. They're not going to be starters anymore. Gardner Minshew, Taylor Heineke, Case Keenum, Jacoby Brissett, Andy Dalton. Who's the last guy for Pittsburgh? Mason Rudolph.
See,
these are backup quarterbacks.
Okay.
You want to go in again? You want to go in again with TB12, David Blau, or Nate Sudfeld?
Andy Dalton, according to Spotrac, that's my Bible. $7 million market valuation.
Okay, then you don't sign him.
But they're all the same, Maz. They're all the same. They're all going to be in the same ballpark. I'm not interested in spending 25 to 30% of my cap dollars on a backup quarterback. Because if you're backup quarterback, you're going to win a game with Andy Dalton.
Yes.
You're going to win a game with Teddy Bridgewater.
Yes.
But here's the thing, too, though.
You tell me, though,
You're a
Braylon, because I'm
playoff
curious.
team, Neal.
Because I'm curious.
There are some backup quarterbacks you can win games with. Backup quarterbacks have won games. I mean, hell, Brock Purdy was a backup quarterback, a rookie backup quarterback.
Bingo.
I understand that. So I'm not saying go spend $5 to $6 to $7 million. But at the end of the day, you do have to protect yourself. And the reason why I said protect yourself, you never know these chances are coming again. Just imagine last year how good the 49ers were. They got Trey Lance hurt, Jimmy Garoppolo hurt. Just imagine if they don't have Brock Purdy. And you have that team that's good. You got to play with Josh Johnson all season. You're essentially wasting a year. You got to have a quarterback. Like, just because your quarterback gets hurt, it can't be the end of the season. I can't be like, all right, man, season's over with. Damn, now it's time to worry about next year. What are we doing next year? The season's over, and it's week 7. It's week 6. You got to have a backup quarterback that you trust, a backup quarterback that you believe the price is fair, that you believe can come in and still give you a decent chance to win games. I don't want to bring a guy like you're building this thing, right, Nick? You're building this thing, and it's going to be amazing. You think it's going to be amazing. People are talking about NFC Championship this year. People are talking about building the foundation for years to come. You got to have a backup quarterback, too, because if Jared Goff gets hurt, you don't draft your quarterback this year, Jared Goff gets hurt, what are you doing with this Detroit Lions team and Ben Johnson?
Listen, Neal, before you get going, first of all, you guys know I want a quarterback with the number 1 pick.
We'll get into that tomfoolery
I'm just saying,
later.
if I have my quarterback with the number 1 pick, then I'll keep Nate Sudfeld or David Blau as my third guy. Okay? That said, if I'm going to draft a quarterback, I'll take the crap that's left over. But they're not going to draft a quarterback probably because they're the Lions. And that's just the way it goes.
No, because they're a smart financial organization.
Whatever.
That's why.
No,
Things have changed.
Smart financial, then you take your quarterback, Neal.
No.
You're going to pay Jared Goff $40 million, $50 million?
You're not paying him. You're not. Guys, he makes $30 million, man.
I know. How about next year?
He makes $30 million again. 31 to be exact.
31 to be exact.
He's not going to play for that. He'll sit out.
He'll
sit out.
Maz.
He'll
Come
sit
on,
out.
man.
No.
Come on.
All right, go ahead. Learn me.
Okay, learn you. Okay, I will. Let's discuss all that. You have a quarterback at a discount to market, a big discount to market. We're in a world where Kyler Murray makes $47 million, Maz.
Daniel Jones is going to be making $45 million.
We're going to be in that world soon, too. That was going to be part B to the discussion, Maz.
Well, I beat you to part B.
And Jared Goff, who plays at a higher level than any of those guys, is it safe to say that he was second or third, arguably, the best quarterback in the NFC last year?
Yeah, it's safe to say that.
It's safe to say that.
Yes.
Okay, cool talk. What's next?
The second quarterback got paid today.
That's what I'm saying.
Does that give you any inkling of what's going to happen with Jared Goff? You see today, Geno Smith signed for what, 3 and 100,
Yeah.
which is technically 55 first year, 52 first year. It's basically a front end deal.
Yeah.
So you're basically looking at it's like $28 million a year. That's what you're essentially telling me, Geno Smith.
Well, $35 million. He's going to get most of the jack up front. So that's
Then he'll be cut when they have their new quarterback.
They'll cut him after year 2.
Well, yeah, because the heavy lifting's over. And that's my other point with the Jared Goff thing, Maz. All the heavy lifting is done. There is no escape penalty with Jared Goff.
Right.
You're not going to be the Green Bay Packers saying, wow, we have to pay you to get rid of this guy.
Jail. They're in jail.
Braylon, people are going to be stunned when Aaron Rodgers goes for a 6th-round pick. They're going to be stunned. Now, that's going to be up to the Jets. And that's going to – well, actually, that's going to be more up to the Packers.
Green Bay Packers.
How much do they want to eat? Because that's what's going to determine their return. How much of that money are they going to eat?
Hold on there.
They're going to have to eat
As
a
a
lot
Jet
of it.
fan, I could speak. They are beyond desperate. And now they're painted in a corner because Derek Carr didn't want to wait anymore. He didn't want to be second fiddle, so he goes to New Orleans. The Jets owner, Woody Johnson, said, I am going to get a veteran quarterback this year no matter what it takes. They might just have to give up. Not this year's first-round pick, but the Packers are in better shape than you think, than a lot of people think they are, because the Jets are that desperate to get Aaron Rodgers. Because if they don't get him, they're going to be hung in effigy in New York.
Yeah, but they've been hung in effigy for since 1969, realistically speaking. I was there. I played 2 FC championships. I'm kind of seeing how the Jets thing has worked. Here's the problem with that situation with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers right now, and let's just break it down for what it was, just the Jets situation. Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to be with his teammates now. Aaron Rodgers didn't want to raise Romeo Doubs. He didn't want to raise Christian Watson.
He doesn't want a haircut.
He didn't want a haircut. He doesn't want to be friends with those guys. He didn't want to come in early and do OTAs and go play video games at people's houses and do character building and team building exercises. That's something that he didn't want to do in a place that he knows, in the only place that he's ever been. You think he's going to all of a sudden change? You think he's going to want to do these things? The Jets want Aaron Rodgers, but Jets don't want Aaron Rodgers that what the Green Bay Packers are wanting to give, and that's the hold up. If you're the Jets and you're looking at Aaron Rodgers and everything that he did, I love Aaron Rodgers. I'm talking about the Jets. Yeah, I love Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, back-to-back MVPs. He won a Super Bowl 80 years ago, and blah, 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 and this, that, and the third. If you're the Jets, are you giving away 2 first-rounders, other players, a second, and all this stuff for a guy that won? You don't know if that guy is going to be there. You don't know if that guy is going to play 2 years. You don't know if that guy is going to want to raise Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall and sit out there and with the offensive line that's ever rotating. So with the New York Jets, as I look at it from that perspective, yeah, he talks a good game. I know Woody personally. Talks a good game. Yeah, we're all in and blah, blah, blah. It still comes down to the money in the coin. And you're looking long term. And that money in the coin, there's a reason why guys like Woody Johnson, his fathers, are billionaires and 100 millionaires and all these things. It's a reason why the rich stay rich, because they make smart decisions. I can't see them pulling that trigger on Aaron Rodgers.
They will.
What's it going to be? All right, somebody asked me this. I think it was Pete on our show earlier today asked me this. So I want to ask this question to Maz. What's it going to be like when the reporter from the New York Daily News says, yeah, Aaron, how come you threw that interception in the 4th quarter and lost the Jets the game today, instead of, hey, Aaron, what's your favorite sci-fi movie?
Yes.
What? And there's 105 of them out there instead of 6. What's that going to be like that first day, Maz?
He's going to have to chill. He's going to do his best to not kill the guy.
After 16 years?
Listen to me. He's got $100 million waiting for him. So for $100 million, he's going to go eat crap in New York.
He's already made 200.
Okay.
I understand that. But he's selling himself. I'm making $100 million. I got to take the good with the bad. New York's going to be all over him. He's going to have some great days. God forbid he takes Joe Namath's number out of hock. Because Joe Namath already said, if you come to the Jets, you could wear number 12.
Yeah, because he's a better quarterback. He knows it. He knows Aaron Rodgers better than him.
He better never wear number 12 in New York. True. He better never wear. That's the first thing. You flip it around.
I like how Maz says this is going to happen. Then he starts laying down all these conditions.
Flip it around.
But this has
Flip it around to number 21. Wear the John Hadel 21. But you're not wearing 12.
Big thing. Neal,
I can tell you that.
Neal just hit the nail on the head, and that's one of the big things I keep thinking about. Whenever we look at Aaron Rodgers doing an interview, it's either at the podium, which is by the way a mandatory interview that you have to do. It's by the podium, and all they do is ask fluff questions. The only time we really see him is on who? Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
That's not going to be the case in New York.
No.
New York media is not going for Pat
Braylon,
McAfee.
Are there 100 media members in there all trying to make a career off you making a mistake?
1,000%. And they're going to force you to make that mistake.
Yep, they want it.
They want you to make that
Yeah.
mistake. It's not going to be Green Bay media fluffing you, making you feel good, not trying to put you on the hot seat. It's going to be 100 million guys in there trying to get out there and poking the bear. And Aaron Rodgers has proved he's a bear that you can poke, and he's going to give you what you want.
Because, look, he can roll out with his Nick Cage uniforms and his greasy hair and all that stuff up there, talk about how I've been inoculated and all. It ain't going to work there.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah.
Can you imagine him have tried to pull the ayahuasca stuff in New York?
Yeah.
They'd be like, yeah, that's another word for acid. We get it. Yeah, but anyway, right back to the point.
Yeah. Could you imagine it being lunchtime and you not going to Cousin Maine Lobster? Could you imagine that?
I can't.
I couldn't either. What about
just-
The Cousins Maine Lobster, guys. Cousins Maine Lobster, their food truck is second to none, and they are going for it right now. You got to vote for them to make sure they are Food Truck of the Year. Make sure you go vote for them at freep.com, the best of Detroit. Follow them on Facebook at
Aaron Rodgers follows him.
facebook.com/CML Detroit. That's Cousins Maine Lobster Detroit. If you vote for them and they win, you have a chance to win a $300 Visa gift card. Check that out right now. That QR code will take you right to the contest. It'll also show you exactly where they are. So get on down there if you want to have a great lunch, a great seafood lunch. You think you're in New England, but you're right here in Detroit. CousinsMadeLobster.com.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance use disorder. Their podcast, This is the S Word, and the S Word stands for stigma because Sean Jordan and NFL Alumni Association are trying to destigmatize mental health. Look, it's okay to not be okay, but when you're not, where do you go to get information? Where do you go to get help? Go to thesportsma.com. Sean Jordan's website does an amazing job. SMA do an amazing job of giving you the content, the information, and the conversation. Thesportsma.com.
Back at it here, Ermanni Edwards with Maz. My name's Neal Rhul in for Ryan Ermanni. Happy to have you all with us. We got JB Smoove and Fletch here on the 1s and 2s. Also, just rapping about this backup quarterback nonsense that people want to talk about. We have it on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Should the Lions pursue a free agent backup quarterback? 61% of you say no. That lines up with where I am with it.
This must be Big D Energy leftovers.
What do you
out
mean?
there. The Big D Energy leftovers must be.
Could it
still
be?
in there. Could
I'm
be.
talking about the people.
It could be.
The hell?
RB3 says it's about potentially upgrading at quarterback, Neal. Upgrade to what? You're going to do better than the second best quarterback in the NFC? Upgrade. What is with these? What do you want from Jared Goff, everybody? You want blood? You want urine? What do you want from the man? He was the second best quarterback in the NFC last year. He played at a Pro Bowl level. He did it for less than market rate.
Right.
What more do we need, Maz? Can you help me with these people?
No, he's been great, but he's not your long-term quarterback.
Why?
Because he's not.
He's 1 year older than Patrick Mahomes.
That's good. I'm happy for him.
And there's people out there telling me.
How could you bring up Patrick Mahomes and Jared Goff?
He's just talking about the
I'm
age.
giving you the age
This ain't
frame.
the Monday night game from Mexico City or that played in L.A.
Well, that'd
a
be
few years
Germany,
ago.
right?
No, they played in
No,
L.A.
there's
And they're gonna run it back in Germany.
Yeah, they
this
probably
year.
will run it back. In Germany.
They will run it back.
Maybe it'll be 48-45 again. Like
maybe
it was the
maybe
first
it'll be
time.
another great
It could be.
performance by
Come on,
Jared
man.
Goff.
Jared Goff has been great for us, for now, but he is not the future quarterback here. What do you see in him that makes you believe that he is going to continue the trajectory that he's on right now?
I saw a Pro Bowl season, Maz. That's what I saw. And
saw-
stop with the Pro Bowl, the Pro Bowl stigma and all that kind of stuff.
I'm not complaining about
That's
that.
what the people will say. He played at a level that we haven't seen the quarterback position play in this town in a very, very long time.
Okay, so you're going to go pay him $45 million a year.
Yes,
after
I am.
This. You're the cap
And,
guru.
hey, I don't have
Hold
to.
on. I don't want to yell at you back and forth.
Yeah, I have
but
him for 2 years.
I'm just going to say, you're the cap guru. You're the money guy. You're the draft capital guy.
Uh-huh.
Why the hell wouldn't you go out and get your quarterback, your future rookie quarterback, this year when you're not going to pick in the top 10
Braylon,
anymore?
Just give me
and I know you
the
said
floor
this.
for a
I'm on
second.
popcorn
Listen,
duty. I'm on popcorn
we
duty.
played your spiel last week.
Oh, good, because
What do
I'm
you
about to
say?
give it to you
Can
again.
You're going to give the spiel again to our
Yeah,
good
absolutely.
people here for the Ermanni
Because,
Edwards
Maz,
show.
you are the betting favorite to win the division. The betting favorite to win the division, which means you host a playoff game, which means you think you're a Super Bowl contender, which means the number 6 pick can make the difference between you winning and losing a game in the playoffs, winning and losing the NFC Championship game. The number 6 pick can be that difference, Maz.
Who is
That's
he?
why.
Who is that number 6 pick?
Because a quarterback does not help you for 3 years, Maz.
2 years, but who is
Okay, it doesn't help you next year. The window's now.
Okay. What rookie are you putting in there that's going to put us over the top in a playoff game?
Somebody defensively. Now, we got to see how this board shakes out, right? I'm not taking a quarterback. I'm not doing it. Now, I want to perpetuate that, sure.
If Jalen Carter drops to you or Will Anderson, I would take that.
I will be faster than Braylon
I
at
understand
Michigan.
that. Besides
if
that,
Jalen Carter.
There's a chance that they're not going to drop, a more than maybe 80% chance that they're not going to drop.
Then it's Tyree Wilson. Then it's somebody big.
Right.
Somebody big that anchors. Look, don't you want to?
How many rookies do you want on defense?
All of them. They were the worst defense in the year. The worst defense in the league
not
last
the second
year.
half of the year. They were
but
seventh.
they were at the beginning.
Well, they were 7th in the second half.
Right,
of the year.
they were. So that tells me that the
19 points a
So
game.
doesn't that tell you the rookies are working, Maz?
Yeah, the rookies are working. Now you plug
Well, then
in.
why not keep doing it?
Now you plug in veteran free agents.
Well, we
to
can't
put
because
you over.
we can't do that under your system, Maz, because we just spent $7 million on Jacoby Brissett.
No, because we drafted a quarterback. I didn't spend money on Jacoby Brissett. I got my quarterback. I'm spending $1 million on what's his name?
Exactly.
Nate Sudfeld.
Exactly.
Not exactly.
What's his name? Look, I'll let you. I can't wait to watch you guys do this for the rest of the show. I've always said defense. Maz has known that. Ryan has sat in that very chair, and I've argued Tyree Wilson. I've argued, various positions. Like I still think you have to get defense. Like, and the reason why I said it is everybody is, you have these young defensive players last year. You had James Houston. You had Pascal showed you something and disappeared. You got all these other guys. At the end of the day, they were horrible on defense. And then people talk about the last 10 games. I saw them give up 30 to the Bears last year. I can't even tell you anybody on the Bears offense, not named Justin Fields. I saw 38 to the Carolina Panthers. I didn't even know they had an offense. I didn't even know they had an offense.
We thought they were going to break the NFL single-game rushing record for a minute.
They had 300 in the first half.
Yeah. I mean,
they had 200 in the first quarter. So
they had a bad game.
This is true, and bad games do happen because they did. I've always been on the defensive side, and I always said I've even gotten to the point where these two. If you tell me that Anthony Richardson has been scouted over and over and over, and that's the decision that Brad Holmes wants to make, because he's brought cachet, you know what, fine, do what you want. I still wouldn't do that move. And the reason why I wouldn't do that move, one, because Jared Goff still has 2 years, this year and next year. I like enough out of what I've seen out of Jared Goff. But then with the quarterbacks now, I'm like, once again, you're going to draft a quarterback because this is the 2023. Everybody's looking for Justin Herbert. Everybody's looking for Patrick Mahomes. Everybody's looking for Lamar Jackson. Guess what? Those guys don't come often. They don't come around often. You're going to draft one of these guys. And what are we drafting Anthony Richardson off of? Everybody's excited about his combine tape. They're like, oh, did you see this video of him going between his legs and dunking the basketball?
You know what I saw, Braylon?
Did you see this? I was like, yeah, but I'm not drafting a basketball player.
You know what I saw?
Yeah.
I saw him play Will Levis head up, and I wish I had that 3.5 hours of my life back.
Yeah,
that's what I saw.
96 yards passing?
I saw it.
Yeah.
And I didn't need to see any more.
Yeah.
I guess that all the other teams that are drooling over him are wrong then.
Well, to quote Drake, we gonna see, aren't we?
That's the big thing.
You don't have to quote Drake for that.
But
it's true though.
But we ain't gonna see here.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm on defense. Like whatever they want to do, I'm not the scout. I'm not the GM for the Detroit Lions. But I think if you want to keep what you've done, if you want to keep the money you have, you want to keep the foundation that you're building, stick with Jared Goff and then move backwards in the draft potentially. Or
I'm for that. Yeah,
I'm definitely down to move back, gain more draft capital, or if Tyree Wilson shows that he's really what I believe he is, get Tyree Wilson, man. Let's get this thing rolling, man.
And that's what it is. And RB3 says you need veterans, Neal. Ask Braylon. And RB3, I understand that. But guess what you don't see available? Veterans on the front. They never come available. You got to go get those on your own. That's the way it works.
Frank Clark's available.
You know what's funny about that? Because we got to do it once, right?
Yeah,
we got to
for
do
sure.
the Michigan thing once.
Frank Clark's available.
I brought that up today on the earlier show, and I said Michigan man Frank Clark, and then Sam Flannel, who is a noted Michigan apologist, said, well, even at Michigan, everyone knew he wasn't a good guy, and then just kind of dismissed it and moved on. So it was okay when it was Frank Clark. It was okay.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty
He's had trouble. There's no question about it.
I see what you did there. But when it's a Georgia guy, it's like, I didn't see anything. What are you talking about? What? Problems? Not that guy.
Look, I understand, RB3, that you need veterans. But at the same time, I'm not in the business of taking away the number 6 pick from Brad Holmes, who got you a gold jacket at number 7. Not in that business, because if you take a quarterback, you're taking it away. Let Brad Holmes cook. Let him cook.
Yeah, I think he definitely. And then you definitely got to let Brad Holmes cook. I think he's done a good job. He's showing you what you can do. You see a lot of later round picks hitting for Brad Holmes over this 2-year period. I'm just not on the quarterback thing. And I think because if you don't get Bryce Young, you're forcing yourself into,
I would take Anthony Richardson over Bryce Young.
Mr. Combine. You said you
would. I would.
But let me ask you this question, man, and I'm not trying to side with Neal because he's sitting up here. Why would you take Anthony Richardson over Bryce Young?
Because I see what I see in that kid.
And what is that?
54% completion
well, you know what?
percentage?
Guess what, Neal? 2 more passes completed, he's over 60-something%. 2 passes a game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I heard Dan Orlovsky yesterday debunk that on the Dan Patrick show.
Right.
Okay, so I don't want to hear the 54% crap.
It is what happened, though, Mass.
Here's the deal. The worst thing that happened to the Lions was that combine, because they were scouting this kid from day one. I'm telling you, they had this kid on their radar from day one. And the worst freaking thing that happened was that combine, because now he's shooting up, probably be the first or second guy off the board. So I'm going to tell you this. Brad Holmes right now, they're sitting back and they're steaming. What did they say about the combine? Dan Campbell even said it. We don't draft guys in their pajamas that are running and jumping and lifting. We draft them for what we see.
Well, that's exactly what Anthony Richardson was. He was a guy in his pajamas that had a hell of a day.
They liked Anthony Richardson way before pajama day.
Here's my thing with that. And
they would have taken him too.
Okay, and this is my thing. I won't poo-poo, as you like to say, over Anthony Richardson. I would just say this. Right now, it's a shot. Like anybody that takes Anthony Richardson in the first round, it's a shot. It's a reach, regardless. I don't care if he goes 32 or if he goes first. It's a reach based off what you're seeing so far. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Absolutely.
So it's a reach so far. If you draft Anthony Richardson, somehow he gets to 6, or somehow Brad Holmes works some magic and you get up to 3, and you get Anthony Richardson at 3, and he's just exactly what you were hoping he wasn't. What do you do then? There is more chance of Anthony Richardson not hitting. There is more chance than Will Levis not hitting than there is them being okay, than them being good, than them being worth the 2nd pick or the 3rd pick or the 4th pick or the 5th pick or the 6th pick. Like when you're picking a quarterback at 6, you're not picking a quarterback that you're like, all right, well, we're going to have them sit underneath this guy for a year and we'll figure it out and we'll teach them how to read coverage and we'll work on. You drafted somebody somewhere between 1 and 5 and 7, they got to come in and be a Pro Bowler right now. They got to come in and potentially show you that you could get to the Super Bowl within 3 to 4 years.
There's no Lawrence Taylor in this draft. I know Will Anderson supposedly is as close to that type of player.
I'm talking quarterbacks,
and Jalen Carter. But listen, man, I said this last week, Neal. If you're a kid and you go to college and you take some courses and, you just get through college. You take communications, you get through, you get a degree. And you go look
I lived
for a
that,
job.
man. I lived it.
I do. My daughter's doing that right now.
Yeah.
So you get a job, you're working for a company, you're bored out of your mind. It's not what you want. But there's another job out there that, you know what, maybe if I do this, I can go to that job and really be happy. really take that jump. Nah, you know what? I'm making good money in this job. You know, I'm afraid to go over to that job and really just lay it out there. Why the hell not just go for it? When you go for it, at least you know you put it all out there. You put yourself out there to find the perfect job for you, to find the perfect player for you. Anthony Richardson.
And that's what Jalen Carter is.
Jalen Carter, we hope, is that guy. Will Anderson, we hope, is that guy. And when you take a quarterback, if it ain't Trevor Lawrence or if it's not Joe Burrow or if it's not Dan Marino,
exactly,
you don't really know that that's the guy 100%.
Exactly.
But there's a guy out there in Anthony Richardson that fits in that mold. This kid, from what I understand, has it all. He's the best interviewer of anybody.
So is Malik Willis.
No, he wasn't the best interviewer. Don't
no,
compare him to Malik Willis.
No, Maz, listen.
Come on, man.
Maz, you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying the Malik Willis, the thing that you and Ryan did. I'm talking about the interview. I'm compartmentalizing the interview process. Everybody loved Malik Willis at the interview process last year. That's all I said. I'm not talking about the on-field production.
I get it. He played for Liberty, man.
No, but Maz, I'm not talking about him playing for Liberty. I'm just simply saying, but everybody loved him at the interview process as well. This is my.
Josh Allen played for Wyoming. He didn't play against
I'm talking
anybody.
about the interview process. I just simply said they loved him at the interview process as well, Maz. I'm not even like going back and forth at you. I'm just conversating. My big thing, what it is this. You got Jared Goff, who's a year older than Patrick Mahomes. Jared Goff has been to the Super Bowl. Jared Goff was #1 pick overall. Jared Goff had the
Pro Bowler this year.
Pro Bowler this year. Like, legitimately showing you that, hey, you know what? I can go through the dark stuff and come out on the other side if I got people that believe in me.
And he's at a discount.
He's at a major discount, if you will, $15 million discount, $16 million this year. Like, why get Anthony Richardson? Bring him in. He doesn't work. Or Will Levis, he doesn't work, and you got Jared Goff right there sitting at a huge discount. And then you bring these guys in, they don't work, but you knew they weren't going to go. And you missed the chance to get Tyree Wilson. You missed the chance to draft back, gain more draft capital, and get 2 players now, potentially. That's where I'm at with the Anthony Richardson. That's why I never could get on board. It's because I see too much of what could have been versus what might be.
This is the perfect team to get a rookie quarterback.
Well, Maz, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not, Maz, because, look, there's a foaling warehouse here in Detroit. Anthony Richardson, based on the combine, will be terrible at foaling, so it doesn't work.
He'd be great at foaling. I'm a bowler. I know these things.
He'd hit the pin about 53% of the time.
He could knock the 5-pin out, the bonk. He'd win it in one shot. He'd hit the 5-pin. And that's how you can do it, too. In Hamtramck, Michigan, 2 ways to play, $12 unlimited open play or a private lane reservation. You get it for 2 hours, a lane on your own, 10 or 12 of your closest friends, and you get to play it for 2 hours for $120, less than $10 a man. That sounds like a good deal to me. Any drink you want? You want a Bloody Mary? Neal, what do you drink? What kind of whiskey, bourbon,
I'll be
scotch?
on the bourbon. I've been known to do a vodka soda, too.
They got vodka soda. They got bourbon. They got it all, plus over 100 beers on that beer menu. How about it? How about the 101 Club? What do you call it?
103 Club.
The 103 Club. There you go.
Maybe we do it live from Foley.
Do it live from there. There's no question about it. Bring your own food in or have it delivered. It is all there for you. Get your fold on at foldingwarehouse.com.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron. Here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
You're about to be shell-shocked. The catch of the day is in. Big Boy Seafood Fest is officially back. Join us for some of your favorites like our popcorn shrimp and pike perch platters and our classic fish and chips. This year, we've reeled in some fresh catches like our shrimp Alfredo, shrimp stir-fry, and our fish sandwich. And especially, don't forget about our all-you-can-eat Friday night fish fry buffet. Every day is a fish fry at Big Boy.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m. Make sure it's seen and heard.
Corner, jumper,
Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Now is the best time to join Planet Fitness. The gym that has always been known for being clean is now cleaner than ever. With tons of equipment, a full body workout in the 30-minute circuit, and all memberships include fitness training. The best part about all this, you get it all just for $10 a month. Only $10, Flesh. Thank you for that. Planet Fitness has more than 50 convenient locations in the Metro Detroit area, so no matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness nearby. Join in club today, or as always, check them out at planetfitness.com.
Back at it here on Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. By the way, my name is Neal Rhul in for Ryan Ermanni. Happy all y'all are with us. WoodwardSports.com chat thread where our own guy, Spencer Raxter, says, hey, I heard Anthony Richardson gave a homeless guy his jacket. That's got to count for something, Maz.
It does.
You're very funny, Spence. You're very
His
funny.
humility knows no bounds.
Listen, man, I've said it. Now, we can put a pin in this.
No.
But I'm telling you, Neal, this is the team that you want to go to as a rookie quarterback. What happens to a rookie quarterback usually? They get drafted by the worst franchise in the league. Here's a chance to go to a playoff team that's on its way up, not just to win a game. They can win a few games, this team, the way they finished last year, if all goes well and they stay healthy and they draft properly like they've been.
And what was the biggest component of that, Maz?
The draft is doing great. There's no question
What was the
about
biggest?
it.
What is the biggest reason the Lions had success last year?
Because they didn't turn the ball over at the end of the year.
Right.
Jared Goff
Jared
had
Goff
a
is what he
terrific
wants you to
second
say.
half of the year. The defense played very poorly at the beginning of the year, and unfortunately they got rid of Aubrey Pleasant for him. He's with L.A. now. He's fine.
I just don't understand.
And the
why
second half
you're-
of the year, they gave up 19 points a game. So they went from the worst at number 32 to number 7 in the second half of the year. And you heard Brad Holmes last week at the Combine saying the cupboard is not bare on defense. The numbers are almost like a mirage because they turned it around. Aaron Glenn did a great job. You got 6 rookies they took last year on defense. Why do you want another 6 rookies on defense when you have a chance to plug in veterans?
Because of the
to
guy
make those
picking
rookies.
'em.
I don't take your quarterback, man. Take your quarterback.
You have one.
You have 5 years with cheap labor at a quarterback position.
Well, no, you don't, because you have $30 million a year
got
for Goff too.
2 years are cheap, and then you have to pay.
2 years and he's gone. And you might get a number 1 pick for him.
But why continue to force guys that you don't even believe
They believe in Anthony Richardson.
But do you?
Yes.
Why?
What do you mean why? I told you 100 times.
Why do you believe in Anthony Richardson?
Because he looks like he's got it all.
And the reason why he looks like what? Because you saw him have a good combine in his t-shirt and tank top.
I liked him before that.
No, he watched that matchup against Will Levis
too. You said,
I like Will Levis too.
why? He's horrible.
I don't like him as much as I like Anthony Richardson.
I
would take Anthony Richardson over Bryce Young. 5'8" Bryce Young. 5'10" and a half.
You talking about the guy that won national championship and the Heisman?
Yes.
You talking about the guy that almost won another national championship when Alabama was
This
kind
kid's
of
going to
bare?
get drafted ahead of him.
And that would be the mistake. It'd be just like drafting Mitchell Trubisky over Deshaun Watson.
We'll see.
Here we go again.
WoodwardSports.com chat, Pistons fan 11. The best thing to happen for the Lions is if we could get Carter or Anderson. Yeah. Preach. Rada says it's the best thing to happen that Jalen Carter can fall. And you're right, Maz. Actually, the Anthony Richardson thing is the best thing that happened to the Lions because that's another quarterback that goes into the top 5. Yeah. I need 4 quarterbacks in that top 5
to get one of those 2 players.
To get one of my dudes.
You'll get it.
Good, perfect.
You'll get him.
Then we're cool.
Okay.
And Brad Holmes,
I'll take one of those 2
sprint
defensive
to that
guys.
podium,
That's
and
fine.
it will all come together.
That's good.
Because it's got to be uncomfortable. If you want things to happen, it's got to be uncomfortable. I talked about hedging a bet earlier today on Big D Energy. Like when you try to trap a bet, when you do the live bet, it's going to be uncomfortable. It doesn't just sit in between 2 points and 8 points the whole game. There's ebbs and there's flows. You got to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But in the end, cash it all. Take it all down.
And think about it, too, you look at last year, there was nervousness about Aiden Hutchinson for the first 9 weeks of the season.
There was. Absolutely.
9 weeks of the season, it was like. And then you see Kayvon Thibodeau starting to play well. Then you're like, and then eventually Aiden Hutchinson becomes what we saw, which is runner-up defensive rookie of the year, 10 sacks, 3 interceptions, blah blah blah. See, when Anthony Richardson, it's the same thing as Trey Lance. Like when you draft him, you gotta wait a whole year to then see what he's gonna do in year 2. And so you gotta wait 365. You got to guess, speculate, hope that he's working with the quarterback, hope that Mark Brunell is getting him or Will Levis, getting him together, getting them sights, getting them acclimated to the big league game, and then hope they're ready in year 2 to go out there. And if they're not ready in year 2, now you're thinking about the players that you could have had and the draft capital that you could have gained and moves that you could have made a year and a half later. That's a big thing.
Neal, here's one for you.
Yes.
Before we get off of this. You're okay with the last 5 Lions drafts of them not even taking any quarterback in that 5-year period. You're okay with them picking in the top 10 for 5 years.
I wanted Tua.
Okay.
I wanted Tua.
You know what they did instead? They signed a backup quarterback that day in Chase Daniel.
Right.
And they took all the bloodhounds could go away. They know the Lions aren't going to take anyone. This guy's not going to make that mistake.
No.
That we know.
Because he's a competent general
Yes,
manager
he
with a
is a
track
competent-
record of success
Yes, he
already
is. He
that
is.
arguably had the greatest draft, singular draft in Detroit Lions history.
It's up there. No doubt about it.
Now,
And
let
when
me ask
it's
you-
all said and done, it will be the greatest.
Let me ask you this, and then we can jump
hope you're
on
right.
to Aaron Rodgers or whatever
Yes.
the hell you guys want to talk about. Here we go. Anthony Richardson. Let's say he somehow falls to 6, which right now seems like fairy dust. Let's say he falls to 6, Neal Rhul. Is there any part of you that believes that Anthony Richardson could be successful? Okay, that's what I want to ask. All right, okay.
Was the eye contact convincing enough?
It was. You locked me in.
Yeah.
You locked me into
I
the
gave
zone.
you no escape.
All right, I just wanted to ask, like,
Yeah.
because
No.
that's another side of it. Like, do you think? Because you could be like, I mean, you know what? There may be a 15% chance, but that's not good enough
you know what?
for me.
I suppose yes. There's
Okay.
a chance based on athleticism.
All right.
Certainly, there's a chance. I'm not going to be the one, but the Lions organization, I'm not going to be the one to find out. Somebody else can go find out. I have a Pro Bowl quarterback. That is the reason why we had a turnaround last year, because he didn't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
And was very, very good. Like he was. I mean, again, second best quarterback in the NFC.
I just don't want a situation too, also, and it's not going to be this exact same, but it's similar. I don't want a situation like Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love. You don't want them to draft that situation.
There's that element. I can buy that.
And then there's friction the whole season. Jared Goff is in his head the whole time. Now he's regressing to playing better. And now you're like, shit, we wasted the pick.
Yeah, let me ask you guys this, though.
Excuse my French.
It's Jared Goff is Brad Holmes' guy, right? Like he was in the room.
He came from L.A. with him.
Came from L.A. with them. He made it a point to go get him. Made it a point to
They
go get him.
moved up to get him.
They're not taking a quarterback.
No.
Like this
If
is
Anthony
his guy.
Richardson is there, they would have taken him. But he's not going to be there. So
No, they
you're
won't.
right. And you know what they'll do? They'll trade the pick.
Which
That's
I'm-
what they're going to do.
Which I'm fine with.
They're not picking at 6. If AR's gone,
Unless Jalen
and
Carter's
Jalen
there.
Carter and Will Anderson are gone, those 3 players aren't there at 6. They're not picking at 6.
Which is cool with me because the biggest weapon this organization has is Brad Holmes for the draft pick.
So far, it has been that.
That's fine.
It has absolutely been that.
Switching gears, veterans. Maz brought up veterans. We're talking veterans. Are there veterans? Are there any veterans out there, Neal Rhul? Now that I got you on the show, on the dance, are there any veterans out there that you want?
Yeah, I mean, the couple of the defensive names that everybody talks about. And again, for me, you know how this operates with me. What's the number?
Yeah.
I'm not
Jalen
interested
Ramsey.
in names. I'm interested in numbers. What's the cost to acquire them? Now, I can tolerate the Ramsey thing, but I'm doing the Rams a favor. They're not doing me a favor.
So now you want them to do you a favor in the process.
Well, I'm
I'm
taking
not
that off
giving
your
a number
hands.
1 for him, is what you're saying.
No, Christ,
Correct.
no. I'm not giving
I'm
a
with
2
you.
for him. I'm not giving a 3 for him.
I'd give it 2 up.
No, I'm not paying somebody. I'm not giving a 2 up and paying somebody $26 million to be the cornerback. Not doing that. Absolutely not
maybe
doing
you pay
that.
half, like the Jets and the Packers are going to work out.
Well,
a deal.
we're going to talk about that in a second. Real quick, before we cut to the break, Mike G, Mastradamus and Rule Breakers like oil and water. It's awesome. Maz and I are good friends.
We are.
Yeah.
Very, very good friends.
Just not on the show.
Just not on the show for whatever reason.
Hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that.
Les Stanford's your friend, though, and they've expanded into Ferndale, a trusted name for over 50 years. Les Stanford Buick GMC, the same great service that customers have come to know and depend on. Check them out on Woodward, just south of 9 Mile, right down there. You see these cars behind me? Just go that way, down to 9 Mile, and that is where Les Stanford is at. Of course, for looking for a Chevy or a Cadillac, Les Stanford in Dearborn as well. Find the brand you want at lesstanford.com.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Back at it here, Ermanni Edwards with Maz. My name is Neal Rhul, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey here in the building as well. We got JB Smoove, we got Fletch in the house as well. We are chopping it up. We're having a good time with everybody. This is fun.
Speak for yourself.
In for Ryan Ermanni. Maz maybe isn't having fun, but you guys are on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, and you know what, guys? That's what matters most. So, again, we are getting into it. We do have some breaking Aaron Rodgers news. The New York Jets are flying out as we speak to meet with Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers in person.
Are they going to the black hole?
I think he's out of there.
I know.
Yeah.
But I figured maybe they'd meet there for a secret meeting.
The Packers reportedly granted Rodgers permission to seek a trade. He has not made a decision on his playing future as of yet, but, you know, as it sits right now, you just look at these massive numbers. Dead cap hit of almost $100 million for the Packers.
So if they trade him...
If they traded him today?
What does it look like for them?
They have to make up. They will be hit with $100 million of dead cap against this cap this year.
Oh, my God.
It would submarine their
But that happened
franchise.
to the Saints, too, and the Saints wound up going they went up to the plus $40 million after that.
Yeah,
the way you make the cap is fake. It's fake.
Ask the Kansas City Chiefs, who released Frank Clark and Orlando Brown Jr. and had to trade Tyreek Hill. Ask them if it's fake. Is it fake? Braylon, you play in the NFL.
Yeah.
Is the cap fake?
No, it's not. No. It's a lot of decisions get made by early March. A lot of decisions get made because of the decision you made. In terms, you got to pay some people, and when you pay some people,
it though.
Yeah,
you can't pay. I'm so sick and tired about Aaron Rodgers, man. Like we've been talking about Aaron Rodgers like so much, and I'm about to put it into perspective.
You're gonna keep talking about it too.
I'm finally about to be a Detroit Lion fan and say the hell with Aaron Rodgers. I want to hear his name because you're talking about a guy last year that didn't make the playoffs. Let's call it. Let's get serious. You're talking about a guy last year that didn't make the playoffs. He lost to Detroit Lions at home with a chance to make the playoffs. Didn't make the playoffs. He lost to Jimmy Garoppolo the year before that. He lost the year before that. He lost the year before that. Didn't make the playoffs the year before that. I get it. Aaron Rodgers is one of the most talented players to ever play this game. And at that position, I get all that.
He's going to leave me wanting more,
Look, me too. And that's why I said talent. Trust me, there's been a lot of talented players, but they don't become best of all time. So I chose my words.
I got you.
Very carefully with that.
All right, on.
100%.
You're going to talk about Aaron Rodgers for the next 2 years.
I'm not.
Nonstop, because he's going to New York.
I know I will be. Because after I see another media meltdown in New York, I'll be sitting there and I'll just take another sip of the bourbon and I'll laugh at the TV screen. And if it's like October and I'm watching outside on the deck, I'll put another log on the fire and I'll just say, ha, ha, ha.
I'm with you. I just don't get it. Like, I understand, obviously, you know, Aaron Rodgers, what he's done when you've seen him at his best. But if you're the Jets, what is and I'm speaking as a Jet, what is the appeal of this arrogant, pompous asshole that's going to come in there? Like, no, you can say asshole. This arrogant, pompous asshole that's legitimately not going to endear himself to the team. He's not going to endear himself at all. He's not
going to teach Zach Wilson?
No, what? You see what Brett Favre said that when they drafted Aaron Rodgers, he was like, what, Aaron who? I ain't got time for that. I'm not a babysitter. And he's going to be the same way. Why would you invest your whole future on this guy? You got a great defense. You got a young offense. You got weapons. You got a chance. Man, that would be a foolish move that you would be paying for a very, very long time.
Don't forget, they signed Brett Favre. They tried this once before.
And it didn't work.
It didn't work, but then he went to the Vikings and almost won a Super Bowl. Almost got him to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's why they changed
then he farmed out.
We have some breaking NFL news as well. Lamar Jackson has officially been franchise tagged by the Ravens. They gave him the non-exclusive tag.
Ooh.
So it is out there. He is free to talk to other teams. If a deal is worked out, 2 first-round picks would be the compensation that would come back the Ravens' way.
Isn't that something? They get a chance to match.
And they get the opportunity to match.
They let them go for 2 first-round picks. Is that enough?
I mean,
2 first-round picks for Lamar Jackson?
Well, apparently it must be, because they would have traded him if it wasn't. They would have taken it. So that kind of gives you an idea of the market, I guess, on Lamar Jackson. Look, for the record, I'm a Lamar guy.
That was my question.
I like Lamar.
Where are you at with this?
I do. I like Lamar. I don't like him at $250 for 5.
Yeah.
You see what I'm all guaranteed? Deshaun Watson, man, Cleveland messed everything up for everybody.
Come on, it's Ohio. What you expect?
That is true.
Come on, man. You know I'm still firing shots to Ohio.
That is true. But, hey, I get it. The non-exclusive tag for Lamar. The Jets are in the air right now, going to Green Bay. We're moving now, Braylon. Here we go.
Yeah, 100%. It's about time. It took long enough. Thank you, Derek Carr. You see what happened? Derek Carr, he moved the needle. As soon as he signed, everybody else is signing.
Guess what?
Like, with Lamar,
he's going to Atlanta.
Lamar Jackson, it'd be a great place for him. It's so funny. Like, I feel like Baltimore dropped the ball on paying him. I feel like what they did in this process was a disservice. And hear me out. Let me finish first. It was a disservice considering you ask a player to be a certain thing. Neal Rhul. When you draft a player, you ask them to be a certain thing. Lamar Jackson has been all of that and more in terms of what you ask a player to be. So I feel like he didn't get taken advantage. He didn't get taken care of, if you will. But when you sit in the other chair and you sit in like a front office chair, and I'm looking at the situation play out, and this is recently with me, I'm like, $250 million. And by the way, did you hear that their camp reached out and said they weren't looking for fully guaranteed money? They said that was some Baltimore front office hoax stuff to the media, to the press, leaking information.
Really?
Whatever.
I thought only the Tigers do that.
No, everyone does.
I thought only the Detroit Tigers.
Just with Max.
Yeah, we'll write a press release about a contract that a player turned down.
Hey, the Atlanta Braves do it as well.
If you're the Jets right now, you're in midair to fly to Green Bay. You just heard about Lamar Jackson. Are you turning that jet around and offering him the money and giving up the 2 first-round picks, or do you keep going to Green Bay and sign Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron's in Atlanta. Aaron's in Cali. I would keep going to Cali and go sign Aaron. And the reason why is going to be the end of what I was saying about realizing Lamar Jackson in the front office for Baltimore is you're looking at Lamar Jackson. Pay attention to like him from Louisville, even when he was in high school in Florida, from there to Louisville to Baltimore. He's always used his legs. He's always used his legs to open up the pass, and that's a running quarterback. But those legs, they didn't look as fast last year when he gained 20 pounds. Those legs didn't look as fast when he's had a couple different injuries over the past 3 years. Like, he's missed time. The last 3 seasons, he's only been in the NFL, it's 5 years. He's missed time 3 of the last 5 seasons. He missed substantial time. He put on weight last year so that he didn't get hurt. What ended up happening? He got hurt again. Why am I going to pay this man $225 million again? Like, why am I paying Lamar Jackson $225 million and I'm always questioning him in the fourth quarter? I'm questioning his decision-making. I'm questioning how legitimately accurate his arm is when the game is on the line. You start looking at all those type of things, you're like, I can understand the pushback with the Baltimore Ravens and why they've been so hesitant. They blew it in the beginning, but now at this stage, I can understand a little bit Neal Rhul.
So what's Baltimore going to do, draft a quarterback now?
No, they're going to let somebody match that deal, and they're going to get 2 first-round. They don't care.
And then they'll trade it all for Anthony Richardson.
They've never had a quarterback. Like, let's call a spade a spade. They've never had a quarterback. Joe Flacco
and they go to the playoffs every year.
He had defense. And that defense is struggle. But, yeah, you're right. Their integrity has been in place since 1999. It's like, we're going to have a great defense.
Ever since those moving trucks pulled in from Cleveland.
I played
Mayflower.
in Cleveland. I played 5 years in that division. I can tell you all the horrible quarterbacks I saw. Like Joe Flacco was, I think, the last year I was there. You got Kyle Bowler was there at one point. Tony Banks was there at one point. They've never had a quarterback, but they've always been in the playoffs. That's why they won't play Lamar Jackson. They've won a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco. When you win a Super Bowl with a quarterback like Joe Flacco, you ain't never playing a quarterback. You don't have to.
And they never have.
And they never will.
And they probably won't. Because if you're not going to pay him, who are you going to go pay?
Ghostbusters.
Anthony Richardson after his rookie deal's up. I'm sure the Ravens will be the ones that give him $400 million.
Yeah. Because they're like,
keep laughing.
Because they're like,
keep laughing.
I will.
I can't with you.
Don't worry, I'll find you. I know where you're at. Where you are.
Rochester.
Hey, I ain't hard to find.
I'm going to find you all. Yeah. I'm going to find you all.
You'll pay.
Yep.
You'll all pay.
Yep. Mortimer, we're back.
I'm taking receipts on every one of you SOBs.
Yeah.
But the one thing you can't take receipts on me is because I'm not actually dogging you. I'm just simply saying why I wouldn't take Anthony Richardson. But I'm not dogging you, though. Now, I'll dog you about Will Levis. Like, no.
They're not picking at 6 unless the big 3's there. They're trading that pick. That's all they're doing.
That's what they need to do.
They're going to sign a couple cornerbacks in free agency, and that's all. That's all, folks.
He doesn't say much. He's very cryptic. So at the end of the day, like Brad Holmes, the most he's said is that they've sent Anthony Richardson, people to watch him 5 times or whatever. And I think, if I'm being honest, I think that at one point was a ploy. Like, I think that could have been a ploy.
The running interference?
To overly sell Anthony Richardson. And so now people
I'm going to send someone to watch him every week. That's a ploy.
You know how much it costs to send some bum scout in their department? Hey, look, man, go.
Just make sure you put the polo on and sit there. You can be hungover if you want.
It's a free trip.
Yeah.
Free trip.
That's a hell of a poker play, I'll tell you that. That is a big lie.
Man, do you realize what the scouting department in the NFL, there's like 40 guys that do nothing. They have other jobs. Like, some of them have other jobs. Like, I never saw scouts until training camp. And then I would look at guys, I'm like, the guy works at Les Stanford. But anyway, like, you just send him down there. My thing is, now, see, you made me forget my point. I'm over here cracking jokes. I'm just over it, man. I'm over it. I'm over it all.
Stay Wilby says, if Geno Smith got $100 million, Lamar Jackson's going to get $200 million.
No and no. Like, Lamar Jackson, yeah, somebody will give Lamar the money that he wants, and whether that's $200, whether that's $210. I still like Lamar. Maz, if you heard what I said first, I said the franchise did him a disservice. They did him a disservice in how they've handled the situation. He's done everything that he's supposed to do. He should have been gotten the bag. He should have been gotten paid. Joker won MVP.
He made a mistake. He had his mom as his lawyer.
100%. But I'm saying now, if I'm a front office guy and I'm looking at the whole of the equation, see, when you're 22 and you're in the NFL and you playing Madden, you don't look at it that way. Like, I would have told you sign Lamar Jackson for $400 million, like $500 million. But now that I'm 40, now that I'm a man, like in the words of Gundy, and I'm watching, I'm stepping back. I'm like, I'm gonna pay this dude $225 million. He's probably gonna miss 4 games a year. He's due for, knock on wood, and I won't say it out loud, but he's due for one of those. Yeah. And you know what I'm talking about. Then now, how is he in the pocket? Because once he can't run 4.3 anymore, which last year he was 4.45, a little slower than 4.3.
Then he's not worth so much money that you have to bring it in an Alta truck.
Now you see why I said I'm starting to understand the front office. I still don't like it, but you can't argue with the truth.
At Alta, uptime matters. You heard Neal. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. If you have a big project coming up, get Lamar Jackson to call Alta right now. 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO, the number 2, Alta.
Love Woodward Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I've lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Back at it, Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. My name is Neal Rhul in for Ryan Ermanni. We got Fletch, we got JB Smoove in the house as well. We're just chopping up, talking some NFL football. It's on and popping. I do like this time of day because this is when it all goes down. That 3 p.m., 4 p.m. deadline. This is cool, man. I like this here in real time. It's kind of fun.
You trade deadline stuff like that, but like regularly, everything has happened by the time we get on.
Right, So I do kind of like this. Spotrac, which is my Bible. Here's an interesting take here, and I feel this. This is exactly what the Ravens are doing. You guys are going to love this one. Ravens not using the exclusive franchise tag is a signal that they don't immediately plan on trading Lamar Jackson. Now here's where it gets good. Baltimore is banking on the fact that there's not a team in the league who will meet Jackson's fully guaranteed demands and will match nearly any other offer sheet. So they're getting him cheaper. That's what they're doing right now.
Business.
That's what the Ravens are doing right now.
That's smart. It sucks though, but it's smart.
They're gonna call the bluff.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about that from a front office point of view, Neil, it's genius. Like it's I won't say genius. It's intelligent. I say it's very intelligent.
This is something I would do if I were a GM.
You seem like the type. Like you would be a piece of work to deal with as GM. I probably wouldn't like you as GM.
Probably
but
not.
Like outside the building, we would be cool. That's how me and Tannenbaum were.
Yeah.
I didn't like Tannenbaum in the building, but outside the building, I love Mike Tannenbaum.
Yeah.
He's a great dude, germaphobe, whatever. But like it sucks because now you're Lamar Jackson and you're like y'all just really don't give a F about me, and I'm stuck here. Like if it hits where they were right on this bluff that they're calling. Now you got to be Lamar Jackson. You're in the facility. You know this team tried to get you at a bargain. This team really didn't have your back. This team was acting like they didn't know what was going on. Remember the whole thing where they're interviewing John Harbaugh? He's like, yeah, I don't know what's going on, Lamar Jackson. Yeah, you do. You got a guy on the training staff that basically is living with this man. You got to go through all of that. That's tough. That's tough. I mean, it's not Draymond Jordan Poole tough, but it's tough.
Cold-blooded. Hey, it is, man. This is for real in these streets. Hey. I do. I like that. Low-key, I didn't even think about that, and that's where I'm slipping. I didn't even think. Let somebody else do the dirty work for you.
Man.
Hey, we signed the offer sheet. What do you want from us?
Man, this is like Vanderbilt smart. this is like the men that built America.
Maz,
like the dirty motherfuckers.
Maz, your thoughts on Baltimore Ravens, man? You wonder why they're in the playoffs every year? Yeah. This is why.
Yeah.
And somebody in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread said, Baltimore does it with defense. Their defense was mid last year. Not even mid.
Yeah.
But there they were in the playoffs, like always. Your thoughts on this, Maz? You don't like it, do you?
I don't like what they did to the kid, but it's his fault. If he had Drew Rosenhaus on his team, he would have been signed 2 years ago. He doesn't. He rolled the dice, and then he crapped out by getting hurt. The worst thing that can happen to a guy with no contract is to get hurt. Now they got him by the you-know-what, and they're going to underpay him. They're going to underpay him. I believe someone will come up. I believe Atlanta comes up with a huge deal to grab him. I still believe that. I'm sticking with it. I say he doesn't play for the Ravens anymore.
I hope that
nevermore.
Look at you. Check you out with the Edgar Allan Poe phrase, the reference. I know who Edgar Allan Poe is. You know what, Matt? You're absolutely right. And the thing that pisses me off about the situation is this. If he stays with the Baltimore Ravens, Neal Rhul, he's unmotivated.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what you say as a fan that hasn't played the game.
Once you're scorned, that's it.
You can say what you want to. Yeah, but it's $45 million or 40 or whatever it is. He's got to go out there and do his job. You're absolutely correct. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. But there's called a human element to this. And the human element is I did everything they wanted me to do. They didn't take care of me. They got me for the cheap. They played dirty ball. He's going to play as a scorned quarterback. Like, you can't play fully motivated when that's in the back of your mind, because you can't fight two things on different fronts.
Facts.
You can't fight on different fronts. So I wish him well if this happens like this, but I'm telling you, he'll never be what he could be if it stays.
I will say this, though, as far as like the Falcons are concerned, Maz, to give you your little Falcons thing.
Yep.
They have this year, they have their own first, their own second, their own third. They have 2 fourths. The next year, they have their own first. In the second round, they have their second and the Jaguars' second, unless Calvin Ridley has to sign a contract extension
but
for
he's
that
fully
to vest.
instated now.
He will.
They have their third and the Jaguars' third, provided Ridley makes the roster.
Right.
And then in the fourth, they have their fourth and the Jaguars' fourth, which they do have because he's been reinstated for suspension. So all intents and purposes.
They got a ton of picks.
They got a ton of picks, Tom Mazawey.
And they got Arthur Blank, who is just done.
Damn good.
With these quarterbacks that they've had in the past. They should have won with Matty Ice. It didn't happen. Kyle Shanahan didn't run the ball, so they lost that Super Bowl. They'll never get that back. And they need their quarterback in the future, and it's Lamar Jackson. Go home.
Are the Atlanta Falcons the best drafting in the last 23 years now? Will they be the best team at drafting #1 overall quarterbacks? I mean, they got Vic and Matt Ryan. That ain't bad.
No, it ain't bad.
It's Vic and Matt Ryan.
See, everyone gets caught up in the recency bias, though. So, Matt Ryan it's all the wheels have fallen off.
He's an MVP, by the way.
He was.
He's a league MVP.
I love the way he played.
So you want him here as the backup then?
Let's hear it.
Matt Ryan, you want him?
He bought back.
It costs too much money. But yeah, I would take him in a minute.
Matt Ryan.
What'd you give him? $10 million?
No, shut up.
Oh my God.
I'm taking Anthony Richardson. If he's not there, I'm trading out of the pick.
That was a great job.
And I'm going to
bringing
sign
the
a
joke
backup
back,
quarterback.
I'm here with you. That
a
was
real
great.
backup quarterback.
Speaking of bringing jokes back, you guys like stand-ups. You guys like comedy stand-up. Marlon Wayans' new comedy stand-up is the best thing I've seen since Dave Chappelle's Sticks and Stones. Like
that's bold words.
No. I love comedy. Like, I'm always watching every stand-up just to see that next great comedian or that next great show, that next great joke. Marlon Wayans, I watched it yesterday. Electric. It's on Netflix. I urge everyone to go watch it.
I'll take Sebastian Maniscalco for 100, please.
Well, he was good. He's damn good. I haven't seen a special this good since Sticks and Stones. Dave Chappelle. Just saying.
I'm looking here to see if there's like any Matt Ryan projections or anything like that. I want to see. Is he still under contract? He might still be under contract.
Yeah, isn't he
Colts?
No, I think the Colts cut him. Didn't they cut him?
I don't see him listed under the
He's
quarterback
going to
free
be cut.
agents. He's going. Okay, so he hasn't been cut.
He's going
yet.
to be cut.
What's your number, Mass?
For Matty Ice?
Yeah.
Once I don't get my rookie quarterback?
Yes.
I'll give him $4 million a year.
$4 million a year? So you're going to spend 1/6 of your salary cap money on Matt Ryan.
As my backup quarterback. You're putting this to me. I didn't bring him up. I just want people to understand that.
I just want to.
You gotta stop answering, man.
I'm not gonna answer you anymore.
He's leaving you out the draft.
I'm gonna take the cheapest quarterback of that list that we put up. Put it up again there, Fletch. You made the list. Let's put it up again.
If you get Matt Ryan, you need
who do you want out of these quarterbacks as your backup guys?
There's only one guy.
Who's the cheapest guy on there?
There's only one guy on there, and Buffalo will never let him go. Case Keenum will be the only guy that I would have in my backup on this list.
I would take Taylor Heineke.
35-year-old Case Keenum is a free agent right now.
But Case Keenum, $1.5 million, you have it.
How about Taylor Heineke as your backup?
He said 35.
$20 million market value.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, he started the last 2 years.
Come
last
on.
3.
How about Minshew?
He's probably $12 million.
Case Keenum made $4 million in cash last year.
Okay, he's not making that anymore. What's Minshew going to make?
I don't know.
Minshew might have the hardest quote of all time. Remember when they brought in Trevor Lawrence? And he said,
I do remember that. That was pretty good.
He said, so obviously bringing Trevor Lawrence last year, or 2 years ago, his rookie year, and their quarterback controversy. Gardner Minshew versus Trevor Lawrence. He said, you know what to prepare for. He said, I haven't used the bathroom in 2 weeks. He said, I'm not doing any number twos. I was like, I was like, that was damn good.
That was some
I feel
bars
like I
right
botched
there.
it a little bit,
Yeah,
but you get
I get the idea.
Get the drift.
It even played that way.
Gardner Minshew for the win, and he had the handlebar mustache. It just
Hey, you guys want to see me trap Mass again? Anybody? Fletch, you want to see? You want to see this? You do?
Please.
Hey,
I didn't
Mass,
say it. Fletch did.
Yeah.
The Titans are shopping Derrick Henry, man.
Oh, the king. The king.
Your thoughts?
Damn it, man.
We can't afford him.
What do you mean you can't afford
We
him?
can't afford him.
Yeah,
What-
you can.
What if I were going to?
How can we afford him when we're drafting Bijan Robinson at 18? I can't afford it.
What if I told you I can get him for a 5th round pick, 6th round pick?
But what do we have to pay him?
He's this year he's only a $16.2 million cap hit, man.
That's
You'll
it?
love it. Yeah.
No,
we got 23 to spend. 16 goes to Derrick Henry.
Okay.
We get Derrick Henry, get Jacoby Brissett, and we ride.
What are we going to give Jamal Williams?
Well, we got Derrick Henry now.
Well, what were we going to give Jamal Williams? How much?
2.8
million, 2.8. Yeah.
So he'd get $4 million. And what do I got to pay Derrick Henry?
16.3.
Oh,
No,
by the way,
I'm not doing
By
that.
the way, for Derrick
Why
Henry,
not, man?
Hold on. By the way, for Derrick Henry, 16.3.
Yeah.
Don't forget this. He doesn't do third downs. He doesn't do.
Neither did Barry.
He does not do September. Well, because Barry was punching it in from 60 all the time, so we were good. He doesn't do September through October.
We
Just
got
throwing it
Eric
out there
Lynch
as
for
well.
our third down.
Yeah.
Eric
Oh, man.
Lynch.
Real
Remember
quick,
Eric Lynch?
Of course
I
we
do, yeah. Touchdown specialist. Real quickly, too, another note from Spotrac about Lamar Jackson.
Oh, Spotrac.
Any team interested in submitting an offer sheet for Lamar Jackson must have a 2023 and 2024 first-round pick available, which eliminates the Rams, Dolphins, 49ers, Broncos, and Browns currently.
Well, they all got quarterbacks anyway.
The Dolphins?
Yeah. They're going to get Tom Brady.
Uh-oh.
That's what we're going to talk about
There
next.
it is.
And we're going to.
Yeah.
I like it.
It was good. It was a good setup. I'm ready for it.
Tom Brady coming out of retirement. At least that's what the Rich Eisen show said. Well, this is what Tom Brady said.
Tom Brady might not be able to do that after all with his playing in the NFL, according to, or might be not done after all. Excuse me. This is coming from Dev Kleinman, and this is according to the Rich Eisen show, who talked to people in Indy.
But today it all
Folks.
flipped over. Today, Tom Brady put a quote out. Do we have that, Fletch? No. We don't have that. Okay, he said, let me just read it to you. Why should I guess
you
what
go.
it is? I will read it to you. It says...
I got a question for everybody while Matt
Wait,
looks that up.
I got it here.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yeah, anyone who thinks
seem like it was gonna be
I
amazing.
have time to come back to the NFL has never adopted a 2-month-old kitty for their daughter.
Oh, Christ.
So Tom Brady said he's not coming back to the NFL. He's hanging out with his daughter and their 2-month-old kitty.
I got a question for those of you that saw Tom Brady at the UFC fight.
Mm-hmm.
Is his face in the process of swallowing itself?
It does like it's going in.
He's getting really thin.
Like it's going in,
Yeah.
and this is coming around.
Yeah.
100%. Like last year, I think it was the first time I noticed Neal was when he took the break. When he took the break last year, and everybody, and then he came back, and everybody's like, "Man, Tom he just keeps aging backwards." I was like, "Is that what you call that?"
He's getting work done, don't you think? What do you think?
I think his face is swallowing itself.
think-
it's like when a pelican eats a fish, and it takes it like 15 minutes
Yeah.
for the whole fish to go down.
It's
That's what his face is doing
His
to
face
itself.
is caving in.
Yes,
It's
it
a little
absolutely is.
it's a little pale.
It's Michael Jackson-esque.
It's a little pale. Like he might need, you know what I'm saying, a tan or something. I'm just saying.
We'll see.
He needs some sun. I will say that.
Or chilies.
Oh, Chili Peppers tanning.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to do?
Yes.
Chili Peppers tanning. That's
We are
right.
finding the cleanest salons in the D with
We
spotless,
do.
sanitized rooms and trained and certified tanning professionals, Maz. Yes.
Yes, 27 locations, 2 right here on Woodward Avenue. If you join that Pepper Club, they're going to take great care of you because they'll beat all competitors
Oh, my
by
God.
$5 on unlimited tanning, the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals,
Doo-doo.
the darkest tans, your vitamin D headquarters, ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Get there, Brady.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Tron is the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. Right now, they have an exclusive offer for Woodward Sports fans for their limited edition Red Wings 6-pack. Only $15
Red
free
Wings.
shipping and handling. Once again, that's drinkcentron.com/Woodward. They're fashionable, they're fun, they're functional. Look, let them be a part of the party. Drink it, Centron.
Back at it, Ermanni Edwards with Maz. My name is Neal Rhul in for Ryan Ermanni. Happy to have you all with us. We got Fletch, we got JB Smooth in the house. We're doing it. And
how you doing 3.5 hours in?
How am I doing? Fine.
Yeah. You all right?
Yeah.
All right, good.
This is rock and roll.
We're happy to have you.
I'll do 3 games in a day, Maz. I did 3 soccer matches for ESPN once in one day.
Wow.
One day.
What was the first one? When was the last one?
The first one was at 1, went 1 to 3. Then I did an East Coast game 7 to 9, and then I did a West Coast game 10:30 to 12.
Let me know when you're ready for New York Cosmos trivia.
How'd you get into calling soccer matches?
When Detroit City FC started, I was calling soccer for Oakland on ESPN Plus.
Okay.
And there's nobody else, so Detroit City called me.
There you go.
And we made it happen. And then obviously they popped off. It's not because I'm good or anything. It's because they pop off.
You
know. So
and you're a part of it.
And I'm a part of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Like every time you see the highlights, it's me talking. So.
Well, I think you're good.
That's what it is. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Thanks,
sure.
Bray. Appreciate that, dude.
When's that start again? When's that kick off again?
Saturday. This Saturday, they're in San Diego.
Oh wow!
Mm-hmm. That Detroit City FC season is a monster. Starts this Saturday, goes till the middle of October.
Jesus!
It goes on forever.
Now, are you going to call that remotely? That game?
Who the hell is healthy in October?
It's what I'm saying, man. I do the road games remotely.
Yeah.
So I go down to the studio down in South Florida, and I'll do like the first one I have. I think is April 8th when they're at Louisville. So I'll do Detroit City at Louisville. I think it's at 4:00, and then they have me on another game later.
You got to
on
go down to. You say you have to go down to Florida to call those?
Yes, Fort Lauderdale. Yep.
Why can't you call it from Detroit, USA?
Because the game's in Louisville and the studio's in Fort Lauderdale.
Gotcha.
If you watch a soccer match, if you watch any international soccer match, like a Champions League or whatever,
they're not there.
There's an 80% chance they're in South Florida.
Okay.
That's where BN Sports is. That's where ESPN's production company, all of it. So, yeah, I go back and forth like I play tennis. South Florida, man.
A little volley action going on?
Yeah, absolutely. Just bang, bang. You know, and in on Friday night, back on Sunday morning or later afternoon, depending on if I'm playing golf.
That drink. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah. But now I got some, now that college basketball is over, we're going to get back in these streets.
But see, now
we had a successful run our first time.
We did. And now I'm 40, so now you owe me a birthday drink.
Yeah, that's true. And somebody on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, they brought that up. Paul Thomas, bullet greater than Maker's Mark. That's truth.
Agreed.
That's flat truth.
That's not even up for debate.
No, it's not. I know Bullet doesn't have the cachet that Maker's Mark does, but Maker's Mark, it's kind of mid.
I've never had a Maker's Mark drink that I enjoyed.
That's what I'm saying.
I never. I finished one because that's all they had at an open bar or something. But I've never enjoyed a Maker's Mark.
Now, speaking of flying all the time, Maz, you get caught at an airport bar. If it's not a good airport bar, it's pretty much your only choice.
It's brutal.
What, Maker's?
Yeah, pretty much.
So Maker's isn't good. I'm paying all that money.
I'm not saying it's not good.
I'm
saying
paying all
I don't
that money
enjoy
for
it.
Makers for my guests, and it's not worth it.
I don't. It's not one of my favorites. That's all I can say. I can only speak for me.
So what am I buying then for my guests?
Bullet's always rock solid,
and it's not that expensive.
Yeah, like if people like bourbon, Buffalo Trace, regular Buffalo Trace is good. It's not that expensive.
You ever go downtown to it's the specialty bar that just specializes in bourbon? Downtown Detroit.
I haven't been to the one in Detroit. I just went to one in Kentucky. That was cool.
Oh, that probably had to be amazing.
Oh yeah,
that's
they
the
had
birthplace.
everything. Century Bar in Dayton. That's the goated one.
Okay.
But yeah, I enjoy a good bourbon. We'll say it like that. It's just I'll drink. I mean, between grief and nothing, Maz, I'll take grief, no doubt. Like I'll drink the Makers.
Yeah.
Hey, you brought
just
up
complain about the whole way down.
You brought up basketball before, college basketball. Oakland, they lost in the Horizon tournament. So your season is over.
Correct.
I wanted to ask you about your thoughts on the whole Antoine Davis
I knew it was coming.
saga. U of D zone. The kid did his best. He played a long time to try to get the great Pete Maravich's scoring record. Came 4 points shy
Had
of
one of those
that.
Martinez seasons.
What's your thought on him and how many games he played and the true record, so on and so forth?
So for me, like with the Anthony Davis thing, both things can be true, right? He's an elite scorer. He's an elite shooter. Elite, not good. Elite.
Is he an NBA guy?
Who's he gonna? You're in the NBA, Maz. The only thing you can be is what you guard. Can he guard somebody in the league? Because they'll find you in the NBA.
Yeah.
They'll scheme for you.
So you're saying Antoine Davis?
I don't know.
A better shooter than he is a defender.
That's fair, and that's fair. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Again, we're in that day and age now, right? Did he take double the amount of games as Pistol Pete to do it? Yes, he did. Yeah. We'll never see another Pistol Pete.
No.
I thought it was kind of weak of his son, that article that Tony Paul did in the Detroit News. I don't know if you read that bit.
I did.
His son was on one about it. And I was like, easy, guy. No one's going to say, well, when he gets this record, people are going to forget Pistol Pete Maravich.
Yeah.
He had an extra year. He played in way more games and everything like that. I get it. Pistol Pete couldn't play as a freshman.
Right.
It was a different time. They both were coaches' sons, though, right?
Yeah, you don't be mad about it. Like, why is he angry about it?
I don't
Mike
know.
Davis.
Because this is my big thing about it, and is there's no reason to be angry. There's no reason to be angry about it. There's no reason to discredit. You know why? Because at the end of the day, nobody knew exactly how many points Pistol Pete had. But you know what they did know? They knew exactly that he averaged 44 points a game. That'll never change. That'll never get broken. So that's all that matters.
No, and that is all that matters. And
So
let me tell you,
people are on him because they're going to go maybe play in this next tournament that year. What is the tournament called?
yeah,
again?
the CBI.
The CBI.
That
and he'll
is-
break the record and have the record
Yes,
per se. And they're busting his chops.
It's not. And look, he's a great kid. Like,
is.
He does everything the right way. You never hear him getting in any kind of trouble or anything like that. Now, I don't have a problem with Anthony Davis at all. I mean, other than he's played for Detroit. I wish he played at Oakland.
Yeah.
You know that we were his first offer, by the way.
Really?
Oakland was his first offer.
Wow.
Yeah. So there is that. But yeah, great kid. He's a great player.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, did he play a lot of games to do it? Yeah, he did.
A lot.
But at the same time, he's a great player.
This is true.
So I just don't understand his son coming out and doing that. But, it is what it is.
It was his
I
moment
guess.
in the sun.
I don't understand if you're in the market for home security not going with Guardian Alarm. Guardian Alarm, they offer you customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. 24/7 professional monitoring. Call us anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. We're talking about real people here, guys. That's Guardian Alarm. Technology backed by people, not computers. People. They got we toured the facility not too long ago. They have the latest technology out there, and more is on the way. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Stay out.
They are your local security experts. It's Guardian Alarm.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Welcome back to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. My name is Neal Rhul. That's Braylon Edwards. We are here in the house, and we're joined right now by a very special guest, the president of Gardner White Furniture. Yes, the Detroit Furniture Institution. She is Rachel Tronstein Stewart. And Rachel, we appreciate your time here.
Thanks for having me.
we got a big thing we're going to talk about with the bracket challenge with Woodward Sports that we're going to get into in just a couple of moments. We have a couple of Michigan people up here with yourself, of course, Braylon Edwards. I'm a little uncomfortable, but we'll get through it, okay?
We're nice people. We just win.
Sometimes. Sometimes. Wink, wink.
No, but Rachel, we do appreciate your time and having you here at Woodward Sports. And I do want to pick that up because you and I were talking before the break. When my wife and I got married 20 years ago, we bought a house, went to Gardner White, bought all the furniture. Gardner White Furniture, well, it is. It's a Detroit institution. We've grown up on this.
You know, we're since 1912. Yeah, no, we've been around a minute.
Yeah, absolutely. What does that mean to you guys there to just kind of be like the furniture face of Detroit now?
It's funny. So I'm fourth generation in this business, and when growing up, you have these things that like you think of, and whenever I saw the word furniture, I always just thought of home. Like that's the
Right.
image because it's what we do. It's what we've always done. But yeah, I mean, I think. Whenever I talked to Paul W. Smith, this comment, he ran into me in an airport like 20 years ago, and he asked where you're from, and Detroit. And like you say it with pride because I'm proud, and even when you didn't, not everyone did, we did. So we're proud to be from here, and keep making it better. That's our jam.
You guys have had tremendous success in the furniture business, and when I was growing up, it was Gardner White, it was Art-Band Furniture, and slowly but surely, I started to see fewer and fewer Art-Band Furniture, starting to see them, and
private equity.
100%. And Gardner White, you guys have lasted the test of time. 1912, like you said. I went to the store last Thursday to film the commercial, and I just walked in, and it was just like amazed. Like the store in Canton is amazing. Talk about
it's where they keep the light in that store.
Oh my God, the lighting is amazing. Talk about that store and what you guys are doing now. Like you guys legitimately are the leader in furniture locally here in Michigan.
Yeah, no, I mean, so a lot of things. I mean, first, that store's beautiful.
It is.
Windows help. But I think, retail's going to keep changing, and it would kill me if we were behind the curve instead of ahead of it. So we'll keep playing, and we're always trying different new things, and some work, some don't. But we're having a lot of fun doing it, and bring some really good style at really good prices, which is the most fun thing. And actually, we're here to talk about motion furniture, like Lazy Boys. It's actually really good looking now. Like no one knows that. They should.
I got.
They used to be kind of bulky and stuff, right? They looked odd.
It's grandfather pieces. It was like, oh yeah, that's grandfather's chair. Don't sit in that chair. Now, like I got.
It's pretty slick.
I gotta confess. You like that, right? Hey, y'all heard that? Y'all heard that? No, but I guess I have to confess. I sat in almost every Lazy Boy or motion chair you guys had in the store.
Yeah, you should.
I did.
We can get some popcorn.
Almost
We have
fell
chips.
asleep.
Better Made we partnered another Michigan company.
Made,
there
100%.
you go. It's 100.
Only reason I left is because I had to come to work. Somebody's got to pay the bills.
Talking with Rachel Tronstein Stewart here, the president of Gardner White. In our WoodwardSports.com chat throw, we have a live chat that's going on now. Right away. Guy whose screen name is El Gato says, I just got a couch from them last week. So
thank you. Thank you, El Gato.
Yes. So there you go. First customer you ever had that goes by El Gato, I'm
probably.
Sure. Absolutely.
Maybe.
Probably. Yeah, absolutely. Probably. The only local Michigan furniture store, 12 locations. If you're around here in the Metro Detroit area, there's a Gardner White close to you.
Mm-hmm. By design.
Yeah, and
if not, call me.
We'll open one up wherever you say. But no, you mentioned the Lazy Boy stuff as well. New Lazy Boy partnership. They opened a Lazy Boy recliner gallery in all 12 of its stores in the state of Michigan. How do two conglomerates come together like that?
The same way anything happens. Two people talk.
Yeah.
And they're great and they're easy to work with, and we just wanted to bring the best product at the best prices, and I think we did it.
Yeah, no, there is no doubt about that. As you said, Braylon, anybody that sits in a Lazy Boy, they know what's up. Really they have the ones now with like the coolers in the arms and stuff like that. USB cords.
Got it all. Yeah,
that's cool. All, man.
Yeah, you can never leave.
Listen, sports fans, they adore chairs. Like every guy has their chair, and to sit in a Lazy Boy. As a matter of fact, when you go to a stadium and they move your seats, they're always moving you to the Lazy Boy section of the stadium. So it's huge. and it goes well. It goes so well with March Madness.
Well,
as
I got to make a plug for the ladies though. So
Okay.
100% that every man always wanted a lazy boy.
Yeah.
But now there is some furniture that does not look like a lazy boy, and women would have it not just in their basement but on their top floor, and you
Really?
wouldn't even know it.
The first
just
chair we
saying.
sat in. I can't remember what it was called.
The Polaire from Bernhardt.
Oh,
Bernhardt.
my- oh.
Bernhardt. One of the most fanciest lines in the country.
Yeah.
Now makes motion furniture. Pinnacle Award winner because it looks so good.
It was amazing because
You
I
need
looked
lazy
at
gal
bear.
then.
I looked-
Lazy gal.
There you go.
I looked at the button.
I got a new one.
I like it.
I've never seen a chrome button on a lazy boy.
It's like in that little nook.
Yeah,
You know,
it's sexy.
there.
It's
And
tucked
it's
off.
Sexy, yeah.
So you can
That's
kind
the
of
word.
like, you can just be doing this and just ease back. Nobody see what's going on. 100%. I love it. I love it.
Talking with Rachel Tronstein Stewart here, the president of Gardner White, and starting Sunday. So we'll tie it all together here.
There
and
we
you
go.
guys, you guys
Thanks
have
for keeping
partnered
us
up.
on track.
Yeah. No, you guys have partnered up with us here at Woodward Sports, which we're very, very
Thank you.
fired up about. Starting Sunday, and look, guys, you know this. Everyone will be looking and seeing what they want to get into and enter and everything. Starting Sunday, after Selection Sunday, head to woodwardsports.com and sign up for our Woodward Sports Bracket Challenge,
Yes,
presented
sir.
by Gardner White, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
Best bracket in Detroit. You can put it out there, and you can find out. Gardner White putting up some prizes as well. First place, $1,000 plus 2 Lazy Boy recliners.
Just give me the money and the recliners. I had the best bracket last year, except for the 20 guys in front of me. Or the 20 people in front of me. I had the best bracket. I'm coming for
We'll
it
get you a
all
step
this year.
stool or something, maybe, instead of a
Luckily, I
step.
already sized up some chairs, so I'm ready. I'm
gotta
ready. I'm
perform.
ready. I'm ready to get paid.
Okay.
You get his and her chairs, right?
Ready to get
$1,000.
paid.
A lazy boy and a lazy gal,
Yes.
as you said,
There you
Mazawey.
go.
You could get
Lazy
a matching
couple.
set. Yeah. Second place will be $500 and a Lazy Boy recliner, and third place will be a Lazy Boy recliner. Now, do we know, are employees eligible? Are Woodward Sports employees eligible?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, we
For
are.
bragging
There we
rights. No, I need a lazy boy. I got it. We get bragging rights. That's cool.
You do-
All right,
you
Joey,
do
that's
know
fine.
someone.
I do know somebody. That is true. No, but again, we're excited to team up with you guys on this. And as I talked about, Gardner White is furniture in Detroit. They have been since 1912, as you said. Yeah,
Thank you very much.
absolutely, Rachel. We appreciate your
Go
time.
blue, Rachel.
Yeah.
I was waiting for
100%.
it. I was waiting for it. Michigan lost 2 years in a row in semifinals. You got to give me something before. It's like, are they going to win this year?
Oh, it's my team. Of course they're going to win.
All right. I love it. I love Michigan fans were homers.
There you go. Well, Rachel, again, thank you for your partnership here with Woodward Sports, and appreciate your time and coming on
Cool.
today.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Rachel Tronstein Stewart, everybody. And, that's what it is. We're doing it. The Woodward Sports Bracket Challenge.
local.
Yep. Starting Sunday after Selection Sunday, go to woodwardsports.com. Sign up for your Woodward Sports Bracket Challenge presented by Gardner White. First place, $1,000 and 2 Lazy Boy recliners. Second place, $500 and a Lazy Boy recliner. And third place, a Lazy Boy recliner as well. So, with that being said, I can tell you about Custom Health Centers. You can get your customized approach to weight loss. Think of all the ways that weight affects your health, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Custom Health Centers, blessed to have over 2,000 success stories. They've helped many professional athletes with their weight as well. Former Lions Pro Bowl MVP Eddie Murray, Pistons bad boy Rick Mahorn. He's down over 50 pounds. He looks incredible. You can start losing weight today. Call Dr. Jason and Custom Health, 844-789-THIN, 844-789-8446.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching woodwardsports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on woodwardsports.com.
Fest is back at Big Boy. Catch it while you can. Some of your favorites during the Lenten season, the shrimp Alfredo, the shrimp stir fry, and the new fish sandwich. Go to your local Big Boy today and try them all out. Don't forget the all-you-can-eat fish fry buffet on Friday nights, all during Lent at Big Boy.
Back at it, Ermanni Edwards with Maz. My name is Neal Rhul, in for Ryan Ermanni. We got Braylon, we got Tom Mazawey, the Detroit sports media icon. We have JB Smoove. Of course, we have Fletch as well. Big shout out to Rachel Tronstein Stewart for stopping by, Gardner White ponying up for, and everyone's going to ask, as soon as the brackets are, you guys doing something? Yes, we are. Go to woodwardsports.com, get in there, and win some cake and a couple of Lazy Boy recliners.
Hold on. They're amazing for what they're offering for the contest. First of all, shout out to Rachel. I can't wait to work with them because it's one of those staples you grow up with. You grow up in this area. That's a name you heard. That's something it's a part of Michigan. It's a part of our local Michigan area. But 2 Lazy Boys and 1,000 if you win. A Lazy Boy and 500 if you come in second. And a Lazy Boy if you get third. I looked at some of those Lazy Boys when I was in there, Neal Rhul. Like the average Lazy Boy price is probably about $680. And then they go all the way up to about $2,200.
Depending on how you dress it up.
100%. So that's great by them. Most of them are, 1,000 and 2 Lazy Boys. You come in second, hey, man, thanks for playing.
You get that George Costanza refrigerator on the side.
That's what I'm saying.
The chair.
Yeah,
that's where you really step it up.
Man. I never leave the basement. The lower level, excuse me.
The USB connection and all that stuff.
And they got the sexy iPhone plug now, too. They don't have, like, the thicker USB plug. They got the little sexy sleek
all right,
ones.
let's go.
They're
Let's
doing
go.
some stuff, man.
And employees aren't eligible. So, when I win this thing, you still will have a chance to win the top prize. So there is that.
Not me, because I'm negating it. I'm suing. I'm suing. If I'm in it, I'm in it to win
I'll
it.
quit the night of the national championship game.
Technically.
My mother-in-law is going to win this thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Does she do the uniform color? How does she do it?
No, I'll pick it for her.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah. No, she follows college hoops.
I almost got cheated like that.
She's a big Michigan
in the
State
league.
fan, though.
Yeah.
Rex Ryan double dip. Him and his son.
I'll tell you what, my kid knows more college basketball than me. My kid, Lily.
Right now, if you know anything,
He probably
about
knows the
college
draft
basketball.
better, too.
No, she doesn't.
Oh.
That's the one thing I do know really, really well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shots
Sorry,
fired.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Bray? I'm sorry. We cut you
I
off
said
there.
Rex Ryan. No, he almost snaked me on some bracket type stuff when we were in the league. I told you the story.
He did snake you.
He did snake me.
I want to hear
Absolutely
this.
right.
I never heard the story.
So the way they do it in NFL is like when they go bowl season, like you just pick all the games, you pick them all, you put your money in. It was like $1,000 was the buy-in. I think the payout was $30,000 or something like that or whatever. Maybe it was 500. Yeah, maybe 500. It was like 15,000 or something like that. And so we get close to the end. I wasn't even paying attention. I filled mine out like on like a Monday where I'm still whatever. But I filled it out towards the end, and I'm starting to look. And Rex comes in and was like, hey, look who's in first place. And it wasn't Rex that was in first. His son was in second. That's two different brackets, basically. Your son don't. Last time I checked, your son wasn't the coach or a player. Last time I checked, your son.
You were trying to get all technical on
Guess
him,
who
huh?
won? It was me. So by him coming in second, he thought his son had won at the end. It was like, guess who won? And it was like, Rex, you read it wrong. I won. His son got second, but the way he did the prize, because it was his son, I didn't get all the money. He split the money up and did a first, a second, and a third. So as opposed to getting the $15,000 that I was supposed to get, I got like 7 and some change. I got 7 and some change.
Still pretty good.
No.
You got robbed.
Sounds like he was holding you by the foot there or something like that.
Oh, this guy right here.
That was easy. That one was easy.
Hey, it wouldn't be the first time just cheated me out of a deal.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Peaceful Tim says, Neal, you bought furniture before you bought your second furnace. Second furnace came with the house, so I didn't go out there.
I love Neal Rhul's second furnace on the feed usually. That's a big one. Neal, you ever see that one?
Yeah, I've seen it before.
Neal Rhul's second furnace.
It came with the house, man.
On the
What do you want me to do? But yeah, hey, the show's been flying by. I know there's a couple of real quick NFL things that we do need to clean up. You said that the cap's not real, by the way.
Yeah.
Is it real to the Rams right now?
The Rams are in cap hell, no doubt. They're bleeding money. Allen Robinson is up for grabs alongside Leonard Floyd.
The only thing up for grabs, man.
Both up for trade. If they don't get to trade them, they're going to cut them. Never mind Jalen Ramsey. But you got these guys. Allen Robinson, how can he never fit on that team? He never fit.
Because he's mid. That's why. Because he's mid, but he got wrapped up in this whole receiver market and got way overvalued.
Thanks, Christian
and way
Kirk.
overpaid. Yeah. That's why.
Yeah.
And look, I apologize if you're friends with them.
No.
From what I've seen on the field, he's mid.
Game is game, bro. Like it has nothing to do with me being friends or not. If you're not good, you're not good. Or if you're mid, you're mid. Have nothing. I agree with you. You got wrapped up into it and couldn't make it work. And then they sucked last year. Anyway, that didn't make things any easier. You know, Matt Stafford was out there only looking for the tight end. Well, whatever his name was. Quick question. Dang it. I forgot where I was going with that. About the Rams.
I got one for you from the Rams.
Here you go. Quick one. Win a championship like the Rams did, and then everything falls to poop.
Yeah.
Or do it like the Detroit Lions are doing it currently now.
See,
it's tricky.
I would always take it in hand.
Championship.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, remember too, like everyone's like, well, they got it, so whatever. You remember the safety had to drop an interception. People forget that, man.
Talking about against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Against the Niners.
I forget.
That ball hit their safety in the chest with 2 minutes to go.
Okay, but they won.
But they won. 100.
Let's just say they won like that, or you take it in hand.
I would take it in hand, yeah, if you're guaranteeing me it. But if you're saying, hey, the safety's got to drop this interception, then no.
Okay.
Things happen, Neal.
Yeah.
They do.
Now, my guy Baker Mayfield's out there still. Oh, my God. Okay? The Rams supposedly want to re-sign him, but the team I wanted him to go to originally, San Francisco, is hot on the trail of Baker Mayfield as well.
Good.
How about that?
Yeah, be perfect.
My boy's going to be all right.
No, it'd be perfect for the Lions. As a Lions fan, cross the 49ers off the list.
The NFC, man. The NFC right now, man, is the gift that keeps on giving. It's the gift that keeps on giving. You're looking at the Rams suck. The Rams stink. The 49ers can't figure out who the hell is going to be the quarterback. The Eagles are about to have to give up everybody that they brought onto the team last year. The NFC is the gift for the Detroit Lions that keeps on giving.
Now, the Raiders are they're very cash poor, the Raiders. So here's some things on the Raiders. Here's 3 solid stories from the Raiders. First of all, they tag Josh Jacobs, who was a phenomenal player last year. He had his best year
pretty good
as
number.
a running back
Yeah,
last
pretty good
year.
number they got for $10 million, right?
Yeah, they got him for $10 million. So they tagged him, and they're eyeing Jimmy Garoppolo as their next quarterback. So Jimmy G, Vegas to San Francisco to Vegas.
I think he would have been a little happier if this would have happened 2 years ago, because then he could have stayed in the same house that he already lives in. Now he has to get another house. But, I mean, Jimmy G has proven he can do everything except win the Super Bowl.
You know who else wants Jimmy G? The Houston Texans supposedly will overpay to get him. And lastly, on the Raiders, how about this one? Josh McDaniel, who we all know is a fraud, comes over from New England, but he kind of liked Mac Jones. There's a rumor out there that they are trying to trade for Mac Jones from the Patriots. What's your take on that, Neal?
I think it'll be great to see the Patriots play them in that trade, and they would get a haul that you would say for Mac Jones.
Yeah,
because that's what'll happen.
And it's
the Raiders. It's the Raiders, dude.
It's a fleece.
The Raiders. They make me laugh. They're cute and everything, and I know everybody rolls out to the game with shoulder pads with spikes in them and paints their face and all that kind of stuff, and it's fun. But the Raiders are the Raiders.
Yeah,
and they're just there. They're just another franchise.
I tell you like this: the Black Hole, man, was as scary as like you talk about like fan bases, like in terms of playing at stadiums.
Is that real?
Man, they play the Black Hole. I'm talking about the original Black Hole. Like you play there.
They throw batteries in
I got hit with a battery and like legit. And I was about to bring that up. I got hit with 2 batteries. One I had my helmet on. One I didn't have my helmet on. Luckily, it caught me in the neck.
Oh, okay.
A little higher, it would have caught me like in the back of the head. Like they don't play any games out there. I remember playing with the 49ers in the preseason. That's their huge rivalry is the 49ers and the Raiders. And we played in the preseason. 3 people got shot, 1 got killed. Now, this is a preseason 2011, bro.
Preseason
the
game,
Raiders
man.
don't play any games.
How about this, Mass, from Joey 2 times on WoodwardSports.com chat thread? The Raiders drafted Josh Jacobs in the first round, then signed Kenyon Drake to an 8-figure deal, then cut Drake, then declined Jacobs' 5th-year option, then franchise tag Jacobs. LOL. That's the Raiders. That's the Raiders experience right there.
Hey, this just in, Mike Garofalo, Daniel Jones, 4-year deal with the New York Giants. They don't have to tag him. They didn't have to.
What's the tag?
We don't know the
What's
numbers
the price?
yet. We don't know the numbers yet. He signed a 4-year extension. Daniel Jones staying at the Meadowlands.
Final thoughts on that?
So I guess they're not keeping Saquon Barkley then?
Would you?
Oh, here it is. 4 years, $160 million.
40 per. I have to see I have to see how much in the real world, that is. You know, how much is guaranteed, et cetera.
So now you franchise Saquon Barkley for 1 year, and then you get rid of him next year, essentially.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so. Let me see here real quick, too. Updating the Lamar Jackson thing. Again, from Spotrac. It is an imperative that an interested team go the offer sheet route to acquire Lamar Jackson. After March 15th, nothing is stopping a team from throwing a massive trade offer at Baltimore and acquiring his rights. Lamar must sign the tag, though. There will be offer sheets. So there you have it. It only takes one. That's what we keep forgetting.
One team.
It only takes one team.
Atlanta Falcons.
A motivated team that has the draft capital to be able to do it. And they it would hurt them.
Star? Like that's what we should be looking. What team needs a star and a quarterback? Like you need a star in that city. Like if you think of Atlanta, I mean, Mass keeps bringing it up, and I have to say it sounds good. They don't have any stars. They got some players that can be really good players. Drake London is not a star player. He's not a face of the franchise.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What's the tight end? Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts, amazing player. He's not the face of a franchise. Lamar Jackson, he comes in. Ticket sales go through the roof.
There it is.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly where it is. And they are the motivated ones. It was great to do this show today.
It was a lot of fun.
You got something else, Mass?
No, it's great to have you,
looked like you were checking the phone again.
I am always checking it for it. They are placing a franchise tag on Saquon.
So they're gonna run it back.
Yep.
Which why wouldn't you? They made the playoffs.
$10 million.
We'll see if he stays healthy, then you give him a contract.
I don't think you give him a
contract. But I doubt it.
Nope.
This will be the last year he'll be a New York Giant. Just like Zeke is going to be cut any day now by the Dallas Cowboys. They tagged Tony Pollard. Injured Tony Pollard.
That was your guy.
$10 million.
That was your guy, too.
I love him.
Yeah.
I love him.
It's good running with you guys again.
It was fun.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it was cool here being in the big time too, like being on Hollywood, being in Broadway, the Broadway of sports talk.
Did it feel different?
It did.
It felt a little different.
When they came up to me and said, "Do you want water or coffee or anything like that? Need a massage? Like, is everything? Yeah, is everything okay? Is there anything we can get you, sir?" When they told me, that Fletch couldn't look me in the eye, and if he does, tell us. All that kind of stuff. I like that.
It was Braylon. Yeah, Braylon showed up to 10 minutes for the show.
Yeah.
It would be here 10 minutes for the show.
Yeah, I loved it. I'm happy to be here.
Did you get to park in the front here as well?
No, I'm over. I'm on the 2nd Street over
there.
there.
You go.
Yeah, I'm
I
on the
always
2nd
park down there.
Street.
That's my little shortcut.
Yeah,
because it's no tickets.
No tickets.
No tickets over there.
No, that is the way that we do it.
No tickets.
We'll be back tomorrow, everybody. Ermanni, Edwards, and Maz, 2 to 4, as you know. And remember, subscribe to the podcast, rate it, review it, all that kind of stuff, wherever you get your podcast. Yeah. Spreaker, iTunes, Spotify, you know what it is. So, for Braylon Edwards, for Tom Mazawey, for JB Smoove, and for Fletch, my name is Neal Rhul. Thanks for tapping in. To Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, well, see you later. Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.